feels so great to be a co-founder in Onpassive.
She wants to be the first to make us look silly.
Business with success written all around. You can achieve everything you have dreamt for in life. There are so many people and so much love all around. So hurry up, there's no time to lose. Think of the future, cause this plan will work for you. Just share the plan with everyone.
My name is Ash Mufar, and I'm your friend.
You are in it to win it, so friends take a dive in soon. It feels so great to be a co-founder in Onpassive. It's an
Get that the
IT
call?
business with
Call me Reverend Jim
success
Jones, okay?
written all
Let's go to Guyana,
around.
all right? No joke.
You can achieve everything you have dreamt for in life. There are so many people and so much love all around. So hurry up, there's no time to lose. Think of the future,
Wait.
this plan will work for you. Just share the plan with everyone you know around you. You are in it to win it, so friends take a dive in soon. Yes, very soon. Hi friends, just joined this great business.
That's
It's called
embarrassing.
Onpassive. So, I want to share its link with you all. If you all decide to join, just click on the link in the description box below.
Stop going there.
Thanks and best of luck for the future. God bless you all. Also a big thank you to Mr. Ash Mufari, sir.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Karma's a bitch. Queen of Karma.
Hello, everyone, and how are you all doing today? I hope that you're all having a fabulous, amazing day. It's been a little while because I've been very, very sick. I am just starting to feel better, so there's that. So I thought I would come on today and we would just go through some of the things that have been happening over at Onpassive. Sometimes when I'm covering Onpassive, I feel like I'm living in a fever dream. So not much has changed. The website is still the login as it always has been. There is still the same message in the back office as there was last time. They've just kept it up. You know, the one that was very confusing and we didn't understand why the heck they were bringing up the 12.5 million clicks to traffic. I don't know, but it was pretty confusing. It confused a lot of people, but there's nothing much really going on, nothing really new in terms of no products being released yet, even though that was supposed to be like momentarily. And this thing's been live since October 4th. So Onpassive OES went live on October 4th. It is now halfway through the month officially, being the 15th. We are halfway to Halloween. Yay! And they're doing stuff. They're doing a lot of thanking Mr. Ash Mufara, including in this wonderful video that they posted up, which they say, incredible thanks to our dream team and Mr. Ash Mufara. And I believe that what they did is they took a bunch of their stuff from their Heroes webinar, because they've been doing their Heroes webinar lately. They've been feeling like a fever dream. Yes, best of luck. They've been feeling like a fever dream. It's eerie. It's eerie because nothing has happened, and yet they seem to be announcing their loyalty and their praise and their love for Ash Mufara more than ever. So they've posted this to thank him for the OES.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ellis. I live in Baltimore, Ontario, Canada. I am here tonight with a heart full of gratitude for each and every one of you on the Dream Team, the Miracle Dream Team, as you're being called. You have been a rock for Mr. Ash, the founders and affiliates. You have changed our lives.
How?
Had it not been for you, yes, our lives would have been changed, but not for the better. We are grateful. Thank you. Thank you. We know that Mr. Ash has had a vision to take Onpassive around the world, a vision to make a difference. Because of you and your tireless work, your strength and resilience, that dream, that vision will now become a reality.
Where is she?
It will come to fruition.
It's so weird because I feel like she starts this off talking about Ash, and then I'm like, wait, is she talking to us now? Because of our hard work? No, because of Ash's hard work. Of course. Hello, MC. It's so bizarre.
Thank you again. I'm going to say that throughout this video. You got the job done.
Again, what has been done? The Onpassive ecosystem is up, okay? This is it here. It's the exact same as it was when everything went down. Hello, Blue Jay. I'm having such a hard time because if a product had been released, maybe this would make more sense. If this was the first release of the Onpassive ecosystem, maybe this would make more sense. But I must stress to all of you that this is actually like the third or fourth time that Onpassive have uploaded an ecosystem. I don't know if that's how you say that. But like it's not a huge ass accomplishment here. You know what I mean? It's not a huge accomplishment. So it's like, what are they really thanking him for? It's so bizarre. They're like, you've changed our lives by making it so we can log into this. Yes, they do have dark mode. I'm doing a lot better than I was, but I'm still kind of sick, as I'm sure people can hear in my voice.
You persevered and you got the job done. We the founders have stood with Mr. Ash and you all along. We never gave up. We never will. Because of you, Onpassive will be stronger and better than ever. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Again, I just need to remind you, their site crashed. They lost all their data. They didn't pay any of their technicians from January to August. So a lot of us believe that when the technicians were let go, they might have taken the data with them as kind of like a fuck you for not being paid, because that's what tech companies, like that's what a technician would do in that situation, okay? And I don't blame them. So this going back up, it's almost like they just uploaded like a skeleton bare version of what they had when everything crashed. So it's not new. And this OES was actually made by the last tech team. This tech team has just recovered it. They have not added to it. They have not made it any better. They literally just recovered it, and there's parts missing in it, as I've shown you guys all this last week. I don't know what we're celebrating is done here. Like, she's like, you finished. You've done it. And I'm like, it's really far from done. I hope.
Are a team that is second to none. We will always be grateful, forever grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oliver.
Hi, good day, good afternoon. My name is Oliver Fonte. I'm talking all the way from Tampa, Florida. I want to share my gratitude to the Unstoppable team for the good job and great job that they've done. I want to say kudos and kudos.
I like how Oliver acts like he's a part of the team because he's one of the OTech Pro people, right? Hi, Joe. Good to see you. The way that he came out here, it was like, I want to thank our team. I don't know. He just gives me the impression like he's trying to pretend like he's a part
make
of it.
us to see the results for all what you've done. I want to say thank you and kudos again. And God will continue to bless you people, to give you people the energy, the strength to carry on this work and to continue to produce us results. I also
Again, a lot of faith manipulation. They are told that God sent Ash here with Onpassive to help save the world. And so only God can stop Onpassive. I don't know how many times in the last few weeks I've gotten comments from O founders in my live stream chat videos, etc., where they're like, you can't stop us, only God can stop us. So imagine thinking that if you leave this company, God will like smite you. I'm sure there's people that believe that.
I want to appreciate our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufara, for the good job that he has been doing and he continues to do. And he follows his vision, and with his normal word, it's a do or die. And now we can see that it's a do or die by him.
Well, I hope it's not do or die with all of you. Because, like, that would be awful, wouldn't it? Then we are looking at a Jonestown.
Producing results and being there. And I also want to make him to understand that we are behind him. We are with you 110% or 210%. That the vision that you want to impact humanity in the world, we are with you. And God will continue to bless you. God will continue to give you the courage and the wisdom.
And you guys thought that Elon Musk followers were crazy.
To carry on with the good job that you are doing. God bless. Thank you. And also one other thing that he also wants to equalize the world between the poor and the rich. You know, also said we are going to be your foot soldiers on that. We are going to help to carry on.
And how are you going to do that when your CEO has pocketed $108 million already? Like, he is the rich. Left nearly 2 years ago, and life has never been better. Not smitten by God. Rather, I have been blessed, says critical thinker. Yeah, and probably with a lot more than anyone sitting here waiting around for Onpassive.
Rest of the job for you. Thank you.
Marcienne. Now, what's interesting about this is, again, we're seeing the same people. You noticed that, like, no matter what, the only time that we really see new people is with their shitting the light. And that's also manipulative, believe it or not. We've talked about it a bit. So it's interesting that it's all the exact same people in this that they choose to show here in their little thanks to our dream team and Mr. Ash. Which, again, I just want to remind you, Dream Team has not done anything new. They just re-uploaded the OES system that the last team actually made. So it's the last group of technicians, the ones that are owed their wages from January to August, that actually made this. But instead of them getting told thank you now, they're getting shit on because they wanted their wages. Some of them have started like a labor board sort of case against Muhammad Kamal and Ash Mufara. 200 of them went on strike in Hyderabad. So, since they were asking for their wages and fighting for what was owed to them, they're all now very evil. And they don't get any more thank yous or praise, even though they are the ones that did the OES. Now we're calling this new group of technicians the Dream Team. And although we claimed the last group was the best of the best, creme of the crop, best technicians and engineers you could ever get in the entire industry, now they actually all suck. They're the worst ones. We were duped. And this new group is now the best. We just like to rewrite history over here. It's fun.
Hello, my name is Marcian Hemago. I'm your friend, I'm your sister. I'm speaking to you all from the great city of Houston.
Not my friend, not my sister. Slow down, sister.
And I live in the United States of America. Today, I want to give my gratitude to the great team, to the incredible team, the tech team that have worked day and night to bring our ecosystem back, the ecosystem of Onpassive. This team is the best of the best. In French, we call
bring it back, not redo it, recreate it, bringing it back. So we haven't done anything.
It la crème de la crème.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for giving us our smile back, our hope back, and our ecosystem back, our reason to be alive again. Thank you.
I am so sorry if your life is actually at the point where the only thing you have to live for is to be able to log into this, where you literally can't use anything or do anything but sit here and stare at it and then read a message from Onpassive that's been up there since the 7th over and over and over again. Like, if this is your entire life, you really need to rethink what you're doing here. That is not okay. You should have much more to your life than that. Some of you are married with children, but you're saying Onpassive is your entire life? Like, I've never said my career is even my entire life.
Incredible CEO, Mr. Ash Mufara, the man of his own world. Thank you for creating Onpassive. Thank you. Thank you. Today, millions of people around the globe have smile on their face. They believe on themselves because of Onpassive. Thank you. Thank you. Because of Onpassive, we have hope. We have hope. We can think about tomorrow. We can dream again. Thank you for making us believing in us. Thank you for sacrificing your time, your family life for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ash Mufara, for pocketing $108 million after you said that you would put the money all back into us and the company and give it back out to us. Thank you for pocketing it, not helping a single person, saying you deserved all of the money because you worked really hard and that you and your family would just keep it all for yourselves. Thank you. Thank you for putting up a skeleton of the OES to give us false hope for the future. That's all I'm hearing.
The world will so know about Onpassive. Thank you so much. The world will soon be changed. There will be a change. And that change, we cannot wait to go to the whole globe and do the humanitarian work, because Onpassive is created with love and heart. Thank you, Mr. Ash Mufara. Thank you to the Dream Teams. Thank you to your family.
And the reason why they felt the need to do this video is, if you remember, Ash told them all to log in and then give thanks. Give thanks. So that was them giving their thanks. Now, another important thing that they've been posting up on all of their channels this week has actually been Mike Ellis's little speech from their hero webinars. and it's Mike Ellis, Unlocking Gratitude, Why Onpassive is a Game Changer. Now, why is Onpassive a game changer? When every single multi-level marketing company and coaching company in the entire industry, and there's over 1 million of them, by the way, all of them promise the same thing. What is it about Onpassive that all these people think is different than all the other MLMs? Is simply just that this one is run by Ash Mufara. And he was sent by God to change the world and used all of these people to help save humanity. And this has become an ideology and a movement. So we've more than reached cult of personality territory here. So again, Mike Ellis hasn't been around for a little while. We haven't seen much of Mike Ellis. But when things start kind of popping off, that's when he shows up again.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
So he's been present at these hero webinars lately.
Only the man who who knows how to get us excited, get us hopeful, get us, be at the place where we're all supposed to be, get us to see the rumble that is now almost at all of us are everybody's driveway. You can feel that rumble is right there. Brother Mike Ellis, please tell us what you think about now that we are moving forward and the gratitude that we have within us. You take it from any angle, sir.
Yeah, no, thanks, Bob. Good introduction. I'm not sure I can perform like you want me to. Mira, what you said was absolutely phenomenal. I absolutely loved everything you said. And gratitude really is the key. And you said one thing that I thought was very, very interesting. You said you have tremendous gratitude, as you should, but you're not quite sure why. And I want to touch on the why, because there are a lot of reasons within Onpassive. Once you understand why, not only do you have gratitude, but you wake up with a step in your why. I mean, you just feel really, really good. But before I get into the why of Onpassive and why be grateful for Onpassive, I want to start where Mr. Mufara is. And Mr.
I like how the closed captioning called it unpassive. That was good.
Mufara started this journey with the understanding that his gratitude is with God, period. And he does that with no apologies, nor will I. Once you start with a spiritual base, you understand that God is really in control. And if you have him on your side, everything is cake. It might be hard, but it's a piece of cake. And that's where Mr. Mufara starts. And if you start there, you're in a really, really good place. And then we come into Onpassive. Why should we be grateful for Onpassive? Obviously, we're all grateful because of Mr. Mufara, what he brings to the table, his vision, his heart.
And but what does he actually bring to the table, though? Because you claim that he's a genius marketer, right? But you spent all of your money on marketing when you had nothing to sell. And even all of you admit that was stupid today, right? You guys make all these comments this past week going, well, why would we market stuff when there's nothing going on? That would be stupid. Yeah, you did that for 5 years. Why? So obviously he's not a marketing genius. I think you've proven that. He doesn't know anything about technology. He has no clue how to build any of these products. He has to hire people in order to do it for him. And then he micromanages them. So then they can't even do it properly. And that's why your shit sucks. So he doesn't have anything to bring to the table there. He's not good at managing money because he pocketed $108 million that he just took from the company, put in his wife's bank account, and then spent on him and his family with a bunch of shit that he didn't even really need. Things like buying a bunch of cryptocurrency and going to the salon and spa. So he can't manage money. I don't find him to be that great of a speaker. Most of the time he trails off and doesn't make any sense. You guys then spend weeks after he does a speech to you trying to translate what he's saying and so-called read between the lines. So he's not great at communicating. He has no business plan for this thing, so he's not good at running a business. What does he bring to the table? Like, actually. And don't just give me this, oh, his heart. And he sacrificed. What did he sacrifice? He pocketed $108 million. He didn't sacrifice anything. He got paid. A good payday, too. $108 million? That's a pretty good payday. Did you make $108 million? Because you probably worked harder in this than he has. Marty and Chris and Red are promoting this more than he is. So's Bill Must. So, like, what does he actually bring to the table? Other than just owning this company's name? Because I don't see much, you know? Violet says, you start with a stale piece of cake. Can only go downhill from there.
The amount of care he has for each and every one of us, that's a tremendous thing, and you should be grateful for that.
Like, you can care about people all you want, but if in caring for them, you're telling them all that you're going to, you don't need any money from this. You're not in this for the money. You don't want to make 1 cent out of this. And then the company makes $108 million that you could have distributed back to everyone like you promised them. And instead you pocket it. I'm going to have to question if you do care about everyone. And what would caring about them matter if it doesn't then equate to anything else? Because people don't join MLMs to be cared about. Right? They don't join MLMs like, oh, I just really want someone to care about me. I think I'll go join a business. No, they want financial freedom and time freedom. And caring about people doesn't give them financial and time freedom. You have to then do something with that. So if he's never going to do anything, what is his care worth?
But you start to think about what Mr. Mufareh has developed, and I'm going to put it in very, very simple terms. This is not hard to understand. But if you think about the new digital infrastructure that Mr. Mufareh has developed, honest, clean, ethical, efficient, secure, you have something that has never been there before. And a lot of people will hear that and they'll go,
was it secure when you allegedly lost all your data?
Well, I mean, that sounds nice, but we really already have that. I mean, you can go online, you can do everything you need to do online. It's all there. You just go and do it. No. What Mr. Mufareh is bringing online, you have to understand that. If you understand this, you understand where we're at and how unique we are. What Mr. Mufareh has developed, and it's
how is it different? Tell us.
It's a done deal. It's here. It's ready to go. Has never been there before. It's not online right now, guys. Honestly.
It is, though. That's a huge lie. Ecosystems for running your business. You're gonna tell me not one person has ever come up with this? It's literally an entire thing. Companies that utilize business ecosystems will be better positioned to drive innovation and capital efficiency to create customer value because all of them have it. You can literally just download millions of them. I don't know, like, I don't understand why you think that Onpassive is the only one that has this. It's a lie. You're straight up lying. Hello, Takara. By saying, like, oh, no other company has ever created an ecosystem to run your business. Here's some stats for you. According to these people's research, only 15% of business ecosystems thrive in the long run. So what makes you think yours is going to thrive and be the #1 ecosystem in all the world. Because right now, I can't fucking do anything in it. You don't have any of these products here going. I can just come and stare at my 10 oat coin. So how is this going to be better? And don't just give me the because Ash Mufara made it. Because again, what about that makes it better than everyone else's?
It's clean, ethical, efficient, secure. It's not there. You cannot find it. In fact,
Just
when you
found a
go
bunch.
online, everything that's there right now is stacked against you. It's not there for your pleasure. It's not there for your benefit. It's not there for you to build a business. It's there for other people to take your money, period. That's what it is. And that's business. I understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. Mr. Mufara is changing everything with a new digital infrastructure. And what does that mean? Obviously, you come in, you start to understand that, and your first question is, okay, what does it do for me? Because that's why we're here. What is it going to do for you and I? And when we start to think about it, you have to start you have to start thinking about a business plan. And if you've ever been in business for yourself, you understand that developing a business plan and then implementing it, it's a really, really hard thing to do. To come in, it takes about 2 to 3 years to develop a business plan and implement it.
Oh, yeah?
And then it takes another 5 to 8 years to actually get into profit. And if we look at Marty, Dan, and I, and what we've done over the last 10 or 12 years.
Mike, where are you getting these statistics from? Like, did you just decide that you were some kind of business guru and that you have the right to just pull statistics out of your ass? Like, where do you get these numbers from? These are just numbers you made up now to make it sound like Onpassive isn't weird for taking 6 years to do their startup before they launch, while still asking everyone to pay into it because they'd benefit. And that's the thing, is that so far, nobody has benefited from it, from paying into this. They're all just sitting around on a pyramid waiting.
There's developing a business plan and implementing that business plan. What does it exist? What exists in that plan? And it's really, really complicated. It's really.
Ever thought about maybe joining the Manson family? It's very much like the Onpassive family.
Really, really hard to do. Number one, you have to have an online shop. And when I talk about an online shop, you have to find something online that you can market and sell. Okay. Onpassive. What do we have to be grateful for? When you look at Onpassive and you look at the products of Onpassive, you know the products of Onpassive, number one,
don't
exist. Going to be superior. Technology is going to be superior to anybody out there. And I know a lot of people on this panel.
But why, Mike? Why? Is it faster? Does OConnect have clearer picture? Is there more AI being used, therefore more features? Could you even tell us? No, because none of it exists. And when it did exist, right, just before June, because you guys went down at the end of June, it was not superior. People weren't leaving Zoom and Skype to come and pay for OConnect. So why would it be superior today, now, the new one that you're allegedly building?
Oh, you know all of this stuff. But for the individuals that are new and just looking at Onpassive, when you understand this, you're going to get gratitude right away. We already have it. But you will see that, yeah, gratitude's the right word for what Mr. Mufara has done.
Oh, yeah?
And when you look at the products of Onpassive, superior at a lower price. Marty, Dan, and I could come in.
That's a lie. You're actually twice the cost of Zoom. You cost more than Zoom. So you're straight up lying when you say that you have a better product for a better price. That's a lie. You cost more than Zoom. So you can't just come out here, make up all this stuff to promote your shit, and then not have any of it. And you guys don't seem to realize that. That's illegal.
at any product that Onpassive comes out with, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's the webinar platform, whether it's the educational platform, whether it's the H&R platform,
None of
all
them
the
exist.
platforms that Mr. Farr is going to come out with, superior lower price point.
Then you better put down the cost of OConnect. Because like I said, I've already proven it to be more expensive than Zoom. So if it's going to be a lower price, guess he's going to be lowering the price for all of you then with this new OConnect coming out, Mike? You have that information that we don't have from him yet. You've spoken to Mr. Ashmufara directly, and he's told you this then, right? Because there's no way you just come out here and lie to all these people and make these untrue statements like this, is there?
Because of what we've done and what we've developed over the years, we can come in and take any one of those products and it's over. And when I say it's over, I'm talking about your bottom line. I'm talking about money. I'm talking about it coming in.
And Violet says, not only that, but after the initial sale of Onpassive, the price was yet to be determined, and they never put that out. So what is the cost exactly? And what will it be for people to join in future BO founders? We don't even know. Sure, it was $97 for all these people to join and be an early bird affiliate, right? But if this goes live in future as it's supposed to, they haven't even said what the O founder position will be for the public. For all we know, the cost of O Connect, like I said, could be completely different. Might it be more expensive now, and then this will be an even bigger lie. And not to mention, O Tracker is also supposed to cost money, and it's all up in the air. So if you're going to make products and claim that they're going to be less money and better value, we should at least know what they're going to cost, right? I mean, how do you make that statement? Especially when it was already more expensive than Zoom the last time. We can't even make any of these statements. He's just lying to everyone. If you have to ask for the price, you can't afford it. Yeah.
Being able to pretty much call the shots. You can do whatever you want to do. And it's because of the other things that we've put together, not only the online shop and the products, but all the content that we can develop, the sales page, the landing page, the sales page, the autoresponders, the follow-ups, everything that's involved in marketing to people. This is Marty, Dan, and I.
Yeah, I'm very confused though, because I thought this was a company that was supposed to do it all for me using AI, so I wouldn't have to do anything. Now I'm being told that I have to do stuff. Chris says, the back office reminds me of a guy who collected the catalogs of marketing materials like cups with company or school logos. He never ordered to try to make money. He just looked at the catalog each month and had to get a shed to store the years of catalogs. Yeah, it's like LuLaRoe.
And I'm going to tell you why you should be grateful in just a second. So we've been able to do that. We've been able to come into a market, be able to analyze a market, see how big the market is, see if it's big enough for us to come in and actually start marketing in that market.
Oh my God, Jesus, do not drink every time he says market here. You will die. Also, once again, Mike Ellis is just making things up. It's so funny because when you listen to Marty DeGarmo talk about his past in MLMs, he'll be like, they were awful. I failed in all of them for over 20 years. I never made any money. I marketed and nothing happened. I kept paying money out and I got nothing in return, right? But then you come over here, you listen to Mike Ellis, and Mike Ellis is talking about himself, Marty DeGarmo, and Dan Street. And Mike Ellis will be like, oh, we're experts. We know how to come into the marketing industry and look at to see if we can market in the market. And then we do good marketing within that market where we market. And it's like, they're never on the same page. So who do I listen to about Marty's experience? Do I listen to Marty talking about how the marketing went nowhere? And how like all he learned is that MLMs are a big, huge scam that only 1% of people make money in. So why should he join any of these MLMs unless it's this one Onpassive one? Or should I listen to Mike Ellis, describe him as some kind of marketing expert along with himself and Dan Street, and they figured everything out. So now we should follow them all into Onpassive and market with them. It's so confusing. I just don't know who to believe.
Because obviously, if you're going to market something, money has to be there. Onpassive, why should you be grateful? When you look at the markets of Onpassive, they're not baby markets. They're not toothpicks. They're not toothbrushes. They're big, big, big markets. And when you just take a few products of Onpassive, it is $1 trillion industry. It is $1 trillion market.
No.
And when I say that,
no, because your industry is $0. All right, the Onpassive industry is $0. What you guys do is you look at the entire industry as a whole, claim you're going to take all of the customers from everybody else in that industry, and that they're all going to come to you. So 100% of that industry's profits then somehow become all of Onpassive's profits. And that's not how you'd even do that. And if I can't even trust you and Ash Mufara to properly look at an industry and how much of a customer base you have in that industry and what your industry would then be worth based on the entire industry and using realistic fucking numbers for that. If I can't trust you guys to do that, how the fuck would I trust you to run this business and run my business for me? Why? Why would I do that? I might as well just go flush all my business down the toilet. Because you're not displaying to me that you have a grasp on how the industry works and how you even come up with the value of a business. So I would never, ever put the value of my business in your hands. That's like the very first thing that you should be showing us that you understand. And you fail it every fucking time. Every time you bring it up. I'm like, no, this is not how we figured this out. I have literally had to do an entire video where I had to explain how you come up with your industry and the value of an industry versus, like, you know, the entire industry, your portion versus theirs, how you come up with the value, how you do the marketing properly and everything, because it's like you guys actually don't know. Please watch it. Watch that. Learn how to come up with the value. Because I can assure you, you'll be lucky if you take over 10% of this industry. You know? Does Mike Ellis not brush his teeth? We know Marty doesn't. Maybe these guys don't realize it, but toothbrushes are a huge market. If you controlled the toothbrush market, you would be rich as fuck. Get them into selling Onpassive toothbrushes. Trillions of dollars passing around Onpassive to other businesses, right? Their products have to compete with freeware and fail each and every time. And that's the other thing, is that they're not considering that a lot of these products are already offered for free. And that I've always said, if you're going to come up with a product that you want to charge money for, and there's already products out there that are for free, you have to offer something with your product that these free products do not offer. Something special. Something that would make people go, I want to pay for that. And they don't have it. You know, like it just doesn't exist with OConnect. I know they think it does because they're like, well, you can share your screen with 10,000 users. All 10,000 people can all be sharing their screen and teaching each other all at the same time. But it's like nobody asked for that. Hi, sweet. Dude looks too worried to believe anything he says.
It's not over 10 or 20 years. That's an annual amount that could come into Onpassive if they took over the whole market. $1 trillion. That's massive. So again, when you look at a business plan.
Yeah, but again, you're not going to take over the entire market and make $1 trillion.
Get together, doing all the things you need to do, having the market, and then coming in and driving traffic, getting eyes in front of what you have. It's a very, very difficult thing to do. Marty, Dan, and I, we've learned how to do that over the last 12 years. It takes time. You can't do this overnight. And then we come, why should you be great? Why should you be grateful for Onpassive? As you look at what Mr. Mufara has done, with the new digital infrastructure, putting everything together under one umbrella, everything being connected.
Yes, so.
Everything that Marty, Dan, and I have learned to do over 12 years. And it doesn't matter when you come into Onpassive. If you've been here for 5 years, or if you come in as we come into the new launch of Onpassive.
Okay, this is another thing I'm having such a hard time with. Does it matter when you come into Onpassive or not? Because the people that have already joined and paid their $97 are allegedly now called the early bird founders. This has allegedly put them in a position where they will benefit more than future people that sign up. So does it matter or does it not matter? You know what I mean? Like, is there going to be a hierarchy after this? Because in all MLMs, there's a pyramid. The very top of the pyramid would be Ash. Underneath Ash would be these top LCs like Marty, Dan, Mike, etc. Underneath them would be the early bird founders. They think they're at the same level as these other people, but we all know they're not. So anyone that signs up, if this thing does launch in future, right, would then be going under these other early bird founders. Will they also be given rows? So the earlier you sign up, it does actually matter when you sign up to benefit the most. You know? Mike Timeframes Master.
You have everything that Marty, Dan, and I have and have developed over the last 5 years. What does that mean? You can do what we can do right away. Boom. Right away. Doesn't take any time. And everybody here, everybody coming into Onpassive can do those things. But it's even better than that. If you don't have the inclination to do those things, and by the way, they're very, very easy to do. It doesn't take much to come into Onpassive, cut time frames, and get to that place.
Like, listen, we have these things that you could do to help you out, but you don't actually have to do them. But if you do them, it'd be really good for you, but you don't have to do them because the business will do them for you. But it would be really, really good and beneficial if you did them. Even though you don't have to. And it's like, fuck off. What do you mean?
We want to be quicker. Doesn't take that much. But if you want to come in, do the minimal in Onpassive and let Onpassive do the work, you can do that too. That's what Mr. Mufara has done. Do you have something to be grateful for?
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because it doesn't matter if you come in and you just don't have the inclination to do a lot. Mr. Mufara is going to get you to that place where he's going to force you to be successful. What does that mean? Your bottom line is going to change, and over time you will get to the place where you won't worry about finances. That's Mr. Mufara. That is Onpassive. So as I think about Onpassive, as I think about what Mr. Mufara has done, as I think about his vision, as I think about the new digital, and it's such a big deal, the new digital platform.
Okay.
It is massive, guys. It is Onpassive in its totality, and we don't even know what the totality of Onpassive is. There are going to be things that are going to be added to this new digital infrastructure that will blow your mind. You think it's good now. You think it's good now. You haven't seen anything yet, guys.
Oh, wow.
And we're right at the beginning of this. We get to participate with Mr. Mufara. He wants us to come in. He wants us to participate. He wants us to get excited about what he's doing and what's coming, not in months or years, but in weeks. Do you have something to be grateful for? Absolutely. This is Onpassive. This is what they bring to the table. This is what Mr. Mufara brings to the table. And I want to end with one last thing, and I'll turn it back over to you, Bob. I work because I'm waiting for Onpassive to do the relaunch, and obviously you got to pay your bills. I work.
Uh-huh.
And I work with some very high-end individuals. They make a lot of money. They really do. But they're not that much different than you and I. They like to have fun. I love that word, don't you? You want to have fun. That's why a lot of people come into Onpassive. They want to have fun. And these high-end individuals, when they have fun, they do it the right way. They go where they want to go. They do what they want to do. They
Uh-huh.
have the money to do that. But here's the caveat. They're just like you and I. They work like dogs. And they work probably 90 to 95% of the time. And they've got 5% of their life to have fun. And I'm going, it shouldn't be that way. Let's turn that thing around. Let's make it 95% of the time you're having fun and 5% of the time you're working.
Yep. And that is the big thing that they leave it on. Make it so that 95% of the time you are having fun and 5% of the time you are working. And that's going to be a quote that will be passed around within Onpassive, you know? Putting the fun back into funeral. Turn it around and have 0% fun and 100% no pay. That's what Onpassive gives you, right? That's Onpassive's version. So the next one that we're going to be looking at is actually called Mr. Ash Mufara's Commitment to Us. And it's a John White and Bill Must production. They've been pumping them out like crazy this week.
Mr. Mufara's and Onpassive's Commitment to Us. Relax and take deep breaths. Onpassive is here to stay. Compassion is what Mr. Mufara has built into the core of Onpassive. We cannot thank him enough for including us as early bird affiliates, as partners in this transcendent company, Onpassive. For as long as we live, we will be linked to Mr. Mufara and Onpassive. We early bird affiliates are the trailblazers of a movement that will completely change the course of billions of lives. Onpassive is revolutionary, a force that will forever change the face of the internet. There is no other company better than Onpassive. Let us savor every beautiful moment, waiting for Onpassive to be reopened to the world. There's no better feeling on this earth to know that we are part of something that is earth-shattering. Something that will be recorded in history as the change that took place by imperfect humans who tried to right the wrongs that have been perpetrated on innocent people trying to make the best out of their lives. Financially, Onpassive will change that. Each night that we go to bed and wake up the next morning, we are just that much closer to Onpassive's OES platform to open again. And everything that we've ever wanted financially in our lives will be a reality. With the power of Onpassive and Onpassive, very compassionate and loving.
Listen, with the power of Onpassive and Onpassive.
Designer Mr. Ash Mufara, we will be able to do better than any other company has ever done to help humanity get lifted and make this world of the internet a place that won't be intimidating anymore, where people won't be taken advantage of. That indeed will be an incredible feeling. We can smell that overpowering and mesmerizing fragrance that is emanating from Onpassive.
I was like, shit!
That smell is the sweet and overpowering smell of success.
I'm sorry, I'm dying. This is one of my favorite ones. Oh, I love it. Look at this girl. She's so happy to be in gold confetti. Oh, I love them because they just play this probably for the last little while. They've really haven't been trying that hard with their productions lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the production value has gone down a little bit. They used to really love to put in lots and lots of videos, but it's gone down a little bit. It's very, very upsetting to me. All right, there's one more that I think we can do quickly. One sec here. My stuff is messing up on me. You gotta love it. All right. There's one more that I want to show you. It's my next one right here. Sorry, my browser likes to mess up on me every once in a while because StreamYard has not been working the greatest for anyone lately. And I'm sorry if you can hear some background noise. My husband's in the shower. I can't change that. But this is called Under the Roof of the Heart Lead Giant. I almost can't even get through. This is what it's called. I'm not making this up. If you've noticed, I did not download the videos today because I was like, straight up, people are going to be like, Queen, you made up that title. They didn't call it that. They didn't call it that, Queen. What are you talking about? No, they actually called it this. I promise you, I'm not memeing them. Even Sweet Goth was like, Jesus Christ, these are coming off as satire. And I'm like, I know. Sometimes I think people think I make them, but I don't. They are all John White and Bill Must productions. I promise you. A picture of a revolving laptop I've sold. They haven't made those either, you know. Sweet and overpowering smell like burning opium. Maybe that's what the problem is. They're all on opiates. You know, that was an amazing update. They'll believe anything. So, yeah, no, this one is actually called Under the Roof of the Heart-Led Giant. The Heart-Led, yep, and it's yep. A heart-shaped giant made of lead. That's how I took it. I have not paid attention in the last 2 weeks. All the Facebook Onpassive pages seem excited. Has asked to address them since he let them log into the back office. No, you see, last week, the Hurricane Milton was actually going through Orlando, Florida. Unfortunately, during the week was when it hit that area. And if you weren't aware, that's where Ash Mufara is. He's in Orlando, Florida. So he was unable to attend the non-360 360 this last week, which worked out fine for me because I got hella sick Thursday. So he hasn't come on at all. All that's happened is the OES has gone back online. There has been nothing else. Oh, and then they did that little announcement as well that really confused them, this one, where they said in just 6 hours we'd have had 12,500,000 requests on the ecosystem. And they took that to mean that that's how many people have been logging in, because if you don't know anything about what it means to get requests on a website versus clicks and all that, then that's how you would take that. Other than that, nothing has happened. They're just very excited about the OES. They are on opiates. Aha, Thomas, touche. But yeah, this one is called Under the Roof of the Heart-Led Giant. And it is a John White and Bill Must production.
Onpassive is the company that is led by heart and heartfelt people for the benefit of humanity. Onpassive accurately reflects its creator, Mr. Ash Mufara. Mr. Mufara, for most of his adult life, has been working on something that will benefit those who haven't experienced the joy of being successful in their lives. Mr. Mufara wanted people to experience the joy that he had in making accomplishments that have made a legacy for his family. But it went further than that. He wanted to design a company to reflect the person that he is, a heartfelt individual, a heart-caring individual.
Hey guys, do you think that Onpassive is reflecting the person that Ash Mufara is?
A self-sacrificing person who puts people even ahead of himself. How loving is that? Mr. Mufara developed Onpassive to where it's a company that is made for those who are forgotten. He designed Onpassive so that people who don't have extraordinary abilities to attract people will benefit as much as those who are gifted recruiters. God bless those who are talented in that respect. Mr. Mufara and his family, thank you. He designed Onpassive with heart and compassion and heartfelt love for people. If you think about it, the world was made by people who were self-sacrificing, people who built the railroads, the skyscrapers, those who took chances to make this a better world. The inventors of all kinds of things. They were selfless individuals. The majority of them did not start off saying, how much money can I make? They put the interest of people ahead of them.
I gotta brag everything. Like, my dad invented aluminum to put on cars. The reason why aluminum is used in the production of automobiles today is because of my father. This is the first time I think I've ever brought it up like one other time. All right. It's not really like a bragging right, because like I say that and it doesn't mean anything. You know, it's like cool for your dad. You know what I mean? Like so it's so weird to me. So weird to me. Like, my dad was a chemist and he was an inventor and he invented all kinds of shit in chemistry. That's not even the only one. That's just one of the examples of things that he did. But like it's just so weird to like take that and then for me to like put my dad out there with some of the things mentioned here, even. And he actually did invent shit, my dad. When they do this with Onpassive, it's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. Because like Ash hasn't invented anything. He didn't invent video conferencing. He didn't invent email. He didn't even invent an ecosystem with a tons of software in it that a business could use to run its business. Like that idea has not even been invented by Ash. So I don't know why the fuck we're comparing Ash to like actual inventors. Like actual inventors. Like people here that have actually invented things that like are quite important. Okay? Quite important. All right? People who built railroads, skyscrapers, etc. Like, they don't deserve to be compared to Ash Mufareh. Don't do that to them. All right? They've actually built something. All right? Ash has not built anything. There is not even a comparison. It's so fucking weird. This false sense of importance that they keep adding to him. You know, it drives me nuts. And this is all it is. Brainwashing to make the victims proud to have paid the scammer. And it's all like brainwashing to make them think Ash is more important and has done more here than he has. He hasn't done anything. What did he do? Hire the technicians that redid the OES system? Because that's really it for now, you know?
The inventors of all kinds of things, they were selfless individuals. The majority of them did not start off saying, how much money can I make? They put the interest of people ahead of themselves. That is the company that is heart-led by Mr. Ash Mufareh, which is totally revolutionizing the way businesses should be built. He is impressed about the many people who are behind the scenes that knit Onpassive infrastructure. Onpassive's foundation, heartfelt love for people, is what is making Onpassive the worldwide company with the compassion to help people. It is what Onpassive is built on. Look at all of the new heart-led and totally dedicated to Onpassive with no hidden agendas who are putting Onpassive back together again and built the way. Mr. Ash Mufareh had envisioned Onpassive being built.
What?
Out of this universe with technology skills never dreamed of but captured by Onpassive's CEO, Mr. Ash Mufareh. People who are very instrumental in putting Onpassive back together again as technicians, as code developers, and as infrastructure.
The SEC got a hold of Chris last week, and he told them that they have a fan club, and they are making their rounds to talk to people. So just be aware of that.
To engineers, they're brilliant, innovative, honest, hardworking teams in different departments, but under one roof. People with extremely extraordinary brains.
Which, by the way, again, lead being misspelt does not at all help in this whole Marty DeGarmo is so not Bill Must thing. Because I gotta tell you, a lot of people are starting to think that Bill Must and Marty DeGarmo are the same person. And a lot of it has to do with these spelling errors.
But even more extraordinary are their hearts. Onpassive, the heart-led, heartfelt giant.
Yes, it's coming. Are they going to say it? Yep. That's it. That's the end. Again, just so much thanks for Ash Mufareh. And he really hasn't done much at all. Another thing that's been going on this week that might be a little bit, we might be putting down the mood a little bit. I apologize for that. I just don't know where else to fit this part. But a lot of people have been asking us to support Robin Noble. So recently this video was put up. I think it was only put up like yesterday, actually. Support our courageous friend, Robin Noble. Again, another production by Bill Must.
Hello. Our friend Robin Noble needs our assistance. She has just been diagnosed with a third cancer, yes, 3 this year, and is having many large expenses that were not expected. We know times are tough, but if you can help her, please send a financial gift using her PayPal account and click on Friends and Family so she receives it immediately. Her email is rnobull2021rogers.com, and her account will accept all currencies. In difficult times, we come together. This is what we do. I know this will help her, and she would never ask for herself. Thank you for helping our friend.
So this confused me. This confused me because Robin Noble is in Canada. Robin Noble is out west in Canada. Therefore, Robin Noble would not have any expenses. Here in Canada, you can get your rent paid for, all of your bills paid for, and all of your health care paid for when you are diagnosed, especially with 3 different kinds of cancers. The good thing about living in Canada is, unlike the USA and other countries out there, if you are given hard-ass times, you're kind of protected in comparison to most of the other countries. Here in the US, if this happens to you, you'll owe for all of your treatment, all of your rent, you'll be put out on the street. And I think that sucks. I don't agree with that at all. Here in Canada, we do have disability programs. So if you are someone, because here's the thing, this can happen to anybody. You could have $1 million a year paying job and end up with fucking cancer. And all of a sudden not be able to pay your rent, your mortgage, not be able to pay any of your bills, have to go to treatment at all times, therefore having to quit your job. And here in Canada, we don't believe that if that happens to you, that you should have to pay for that you should be in a situation where you're like homeless, can't pay your bills, and then you're trying to figure out how to get over 3 different types of cancer. Okay? There is a social safety net. Jen says that in Germany. I do know that in Europe and the UK, I hear they're a little bit more like us as well. So hopefully you live in a place that has this. Robin is in Canada where this is. And actually, the province that she lives is one of the better provinces for this. So I'm a little bit confused by this. And I don't want to be the bitch to accuse somebody of grifting that has 3 different kinds of cancers. But the only way that you maybe won't get help is if you deny all forms of treatment. And I have heard that maybe Robin has been doing that. And Robin is somebody that maybe does not believe in treatment for cancer. She doesn't believe in radiation therapy or chemotherapy. And therefore, that is why this cancer is spreading. That is why she now has 3 different types of cancer. She has not been seeking treatment. But even in that situation, Robin would still be able to get help with paying her rent, paying bills, paying mortgage if she doesn't rent, et cetera, so that she isn't left homeless and unable to pay her medical bills. So, I'm not really sure how I feel about this. It's a little iffy with me. Because I'm kind of like, why are we asking people in Onpassive, many of them who are in places like South Africa, Papua New Guinea, where they have way less than even Robin Noble with 3 cancers struggling, sorry to say, to donate? Why are we asking for donations? Could Robin maybe explain to us what she is experiencing issues with? Is she asking us to pay for her alternative treatments and then not actually seeking real treatment? Because I might also have a bit of an issue with that. Remember those times Ash said he cured cancer, but he couldn't let it out because they would kill him? Yes. Yes, I actually do. And is that money really going to her? I hope it is. They did say to donate via her email, but I don't blame you for wondering. This is a scam. Onpassive is a scam. So I can't get upset at anyone for then also looking at this and going, that looks iffy. That's kind of what I'm doing. Also, because like I said, I know that she is in Canada. So I'm kind of like, what expenses do you need help with? You know, I'm just wondering. I don't think it was done with her consent. It sounds like she wouldn't have asked for this, but other people are asking for this, which isn't sitting very well with a lot of you either. That's why you're asking if the money's really going to her and such, because it does sound like this wasn't her idea. So then that makes you kind of go, oh. Because like the thing is, it's kind of shitty to ask people to donate to her if she does not need that. You know? I'm just saying. Why not set up a GoFundMe? Sending money through PayPal and making sure it's friends and family set is dodgy. It is. It is. And the reason why they're asking to do that, by the way, is so that your funds go directly to her. So that if you decide after, like, oh shit, maybe I don't want to send that, it could be a scam, you cannot get a refund. If you send money through PayPal and it's a business transaction instead, you can apply for a refund at any time in the future. I believe you have up to, 6 months or something that you can apply for a refund. But if you send it as friends and family, they get it immediately and you can no longer apply for a refund. It's seen as you like giving a gift. You know? Here in Germany, a night in hospital costs €10. Here, I don't think you get charged for it at all. You don't get charged for it at all. You only get charged for your ambulance if it's not an emergency that you call the ambulance for, but most people don't call an ambulance unless it's an emergency, so that's still kind of like up in the air. Chris, Marty, and Red should donate all their super stickers to her. Well, apparently they have been. At least Chris and Marty stated that they would be donating all of their money that they make on their shitting the lights and their webinars to her. I don't believe Red is offering anything right now. But this is very confusing to me because, again, she's in Canada, so she's fine, which is good news. It's good news, you would think.
Hello. Our friend Robin Noble needs our assistance.
Yeah, I think it just plays over again. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to make sure. But because of all of this stuff going on with Robin Noble, there's been a new song release. Yay! A new song. A new song. So, of course, we have to listen to it. It's a song for Robin Noble by Renata. Good old Renata. So everybody get ready to get your lighters out and dance.
You love your voice and words of wisdom. You love your soul and heart.
Hey, Sam.
The new life waits for you to be a part. So don't worry, all good is coming your way. You are beautiful, you are strong, we send you love and praise. You are a shining star, dear Robin, so we say. You are a shining star, dear Robin, so we say. We love your voice and words of wisdom. We love your soul and heart. A new life waits for you to be a part. So don't worry, all good is coming your way. You are beautiful, you are strong, we send you love and praise. You are a shining star, dear Robin, so we say. You are a shining star, dear Robin, so we say. You are beautiful, you are strong. We send you love and pray. You are a shining star, dear Robin, so we say. You are beautiful, you are strong. We send you love and pray. You are shining star, dear Robin, so we say.
Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. Jen says, I'm fully expecting the song to turn into a commercial for Onpassive. It actually didn't. And like you, I was expecting it to. I was very surprised that they kept it all about how beautiful Robin is the entire time. You know, everyone gets a song. Yes, they do. I like Thomas's comment. Thomas said, we love your heart. We love your MasterCard and Visa. That's what it really should say, right? That's what it really should say. All right, I think we have time for one more lovely Bill Must production before we have a commercial break. This one is called Onpassive Didn't Happen by an Accident, which made me giggle because all I could think in my mind was, are you sure? Are you sure though? Because like Ash kind of already admitted that it did happen by accident. If you've ever heard him tell the story of Onpassive, he says that he wanted to like create a business to market businesses. And then all of a sudden, all these followers just kind of joined. And then he was like, oh no, what do I do? Now I can create something else. And then came up with the AI thing for Onpassive. And it kind of was an accident. But we definitely need to hear what they have to say about how it didn't happen by accident.
Affiliates in Onpassive. We are so happy and amazed to be a part of the love and compassion shown by all early bird affiliates. It is incredible to see all of us working towards our goal of making life better for all the people we know and love. The feeling is unmatched by any emotion that we have ever had. Truly, this Onpassive journey is like no other in our lifetime. All our hearts are beating together in unison with our minds, in marching with Onpassive so that not one person is left behind or overlooked when it comes to providing financial relief for everyone. Onpassive is a gift that transforms lives. Onpassive is a company for the ages, masterfully built to withstand any turbulence in its way. It is here to stay. Early bird affiliates are in the best position of our lives. We are the movers helping Onpassive reach unimaginable heights, with the massive help given to us by Mr. Ash Mufare and the new technology team. We are the best combination of people and machines. Artificial intelligence and human intelligence are working harmoniously together for the benefit of all who love humanity. Let us never forget who made all this possible. Our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufare. Onpassive in 2024 will change the financial lives for all lovers of Onpassive. All early bird affiliates in Onpassive will have a positive effect on all people we love and know. Onpassive has laid the groundwork for a mission that will lift enormous amounts of people to a new plateau. Onpassive did not happen by accident. The ingredients that make up Onpassive have always been known, but never used in this combination. It took someone who is sensitive to the plight of millions of forgotten people to combine these ingredients to connect the have-nots to the haves. Mr. Mufare's creative genius has figured it out. His creating Onpassive caused a rebellion from within. Onpassive that was figured out and handled. Onpassive has given everyone the opportunity to be successful. Any product that people use now on the internet will be enhanced by using Onpassive digital products at a significantly lower cost to use them.
That's a huge claim to make, by the way. A huge claim to make that it will make all of the products on the internet better, enhance.
Flat out save money and make money. That is what makes Onpassive unique. Onpassive will be constantly evolving and refining and inventing new products. Nothing has ever been accomplished without trust. Trust is the motivating process that benefits the person who designs something and receives something. Case in point, Onpassive. People are trapped in the now syndrome. I want it now or I am giving up. That is the classic failure syndrome. We must look past our present situations to the finished product. Visualize the enormous benefit to humanity that Onpassive has been built to deliver to the masses. Humans must trust other humans who reflect a loving concern for people. Onpassive is the product of a transcendent visionary, Mr. Ash Mufara. Mr. Mufara can be trusted. He reflects the good that all of us have inside each of us. We all trust ourselves implicitly. Trust Onpassive's loving and caring designer, Mr. Ash Mufara. We have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Let us continue to trust that we, as early bird affiliates, have the best company ever presented to us.
And then it ends with coming soon, which I'm sorry, it makes me laugh. Coming soon again. Coming soon, yeah, because it's not here yet. None of this stuff exists yet. None of it exists yet. At all. Oh, Lord. So we're going to have a little quick commercial break, and then we are going to be talking about how to keep people in the cult of personality, being the Onpassive cult. And then we're going to hear what Marty and Chris had to say earlier today. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Today's video is brought to you by...
Do you have a berserker demon? You may think that's a strange question, but I've dealt with berserker demons. What's a berserker? The word describes ancient Nordic warriors who fought with uncontrollable rage. This is where we get the expression, he was so angry, he went berserk. In the days of Vikings, berserkers would enter a trance before battle to get supernatural strength. They fought with a frenzy. Sound like someone you know? As we say, they lose it. Explosive anger can come from frustration, feeling disrespected, trauma, mental and hormonal issues, and drugs, but uncontrollable rage can be demonic. As an exorcist, I've dealt with berserker demons. If you've got one, you'll need more than anger management therapy. You may need an exorcism of a berserker demon of anger. That's inhuman. I'm here to help at boblarson.org.
Whoa, looks like you got a bit of a tangle in your dangle. Did you know that more than 8 out of 10 hose owners die each year? Not anymore. Hey, turn me on and watch my hose get huge. My mom always told me I was a grower, not a shower, and boy was she right. And if you squeeze me in the right spot, all my raging fluids will come flying out of me, and instantly I'll retract to my small, natural, convenient size. Amazing! Oh, yep. Shout outs to all my flowers and growers out there. And just like a real snake, it can contract and expand like an accordion. You know, we really wanted to name it the Snake Hose, but that's the title of a gay porno. I mean, I've never seen it, but Lizard's close enough. This is my next door neighbor, Sharon. She didn't know I was filming her. She also didn't know I had my hose in my hand, too. If your hose weighs more than 15 pounds, I feel sorry for you. You see, women prefer light, dainty, petite hoses. You don't want to be walking around with a big honking nanner. Oh, Sharon. Whoa, watch the whoa, don't get it caught on the thing. Whoa. Hey, buddy, watch where you're going. You don't want to end up like that guy, still using a standard hose, not going anywhere, and he's fucking bald. Fuck! Look at my hose, people. Oh, yeah, it's growing fast, and it's not kinking up anytime soon. Now, I don't know who lives here, but it's time to wake up. Behold, the full length and girth of my hose and its full potential. Hey, can't you see I'm filming a commercial here, you fucking asshole? Wah! Take that, fuckboy. No one fucks with my hose. The Lizard hose is about 30 bucks. You get 25 feet. That's like, just a little bit more than $1 per foot. Now, fuck it, we'll give you 2. That's 50 feet. Get fucked. Come on, touch it.
Wait, do you have a condom? You don't have one somewhere? Yes. Oi, excuse me there, sir. Do you have these directions? Sure, you just go down that way and make a turn. Don't let her know that your dinger is almost a no-go. Get Tiny Dinger condoms to you discreetly. It's very important to choose the right size, so make sure that you get your tiny size. Don't be caught without a condom. No, no, no. Get Tiny Dinger condoms, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand. Located at your local CVS pharmacy, Rexall, Shoppers Drug Mart, Walmart, and in your favorite streamer's nightstand. We get it. You're into feet, and not many girls are also into feet, but you finally found your dream woman. We got your souls covered now. Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Dinger condoms, trademarked, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand, and the same people who brought to you sexual endorphin spray, trademarked. We have now created the foot fetish Fantasia spray. When you're rubbing on her toes, take a deep breath in and smell the sweet aromas of the toilet bowl, the tire shop, dead flowers, and your nana's perfume. After all, it will turn you on more than just her pinky toe will. This little piggy has been to the market and grabbed themselves a bottle of the foot fetish Fantasia spray, trademarked. It made it so much easier to wake to my ex-girlfriend's feet after she posted up her beach trip vacay photos. Grab your bottle now and make that nasty foot fragrance vanish just like a ghost. Located at CVS Pharmacy, Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Kmart, Chaz R Us, and in your favorite foot fetishist nightstand. Are you getting upset with people's freedom of speech and consumer protection laws that allow the public to speak out about your scam? Are you giving YouTube creators false strikes in order to continue preying on vulnerable people? Is it getting hard to hold it in? Hold in all the bullshit? Well, introducing Tiny Digger diapers, the adult diaper designed for the man baby deep down inside who's always on the way to the top where his ears will pop. With our FlexiFit technology, Tiny Digger diapers moves with you whenever you sit on your chair, sit in your RV, sit on a boat, or sit in your home office paid for by the people you scam. The Secure Lock core offers unmatched absorption for when you're full of shit, which is most likely all the time. These diapers keep you dry and comfortable so you can attend all 500 hours of webinars this week and not miss your chance to sign up a homeless man to your scam. Maybe he also needs the diapers, huh? Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Digger condoms and Fantasia foot spray. Buy Tiny Digger diapers today. Located at Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Target, your local CVS pharmacy, and in your favorite con artist nightstand. No matter where your day takes you from webinar to webinar, you will always be dry and you won't have to cry. Thank you for listening to a message from today's sponsor.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Now we're going to get into how to keep people in a cult of personality, especially when it comes to Onpassive. So, as always, we need to discuss what is a cult. At their core, cults can be understood as tightly knit social groups centered around fervent devotion to a specific ideology, leader, or set of beliefs. Unlike mainstream religions or social organizations, they exert high levels of control over members' lives, including their thoughts, emotions, and relationships. A defining trait of cults is the charismatic authority of their leaders, often possessing magnetic personalities and claiming special insights or powers. These leaders wield significant influence, exploiting followers' vulnerabilities and offering promises of salvation, enlightenment, or personal transformation. And that's a big one, especially in commercial cults, the personal transformation, because they're all about doing personal development, right? Hello, Daddy Scambait. Good to see you. So they use that one a lot. Many establish a cult of personality around themselves, cultivating a sense of dependency among their followers. And we see this often within the Onpassive MLM in terms of them all loving on Ash Mufareh. We just watched several videos of them this past week, just basically praising him and showing gratitude, right? So let's talk about cognitive dissonance and the conflict within. A lot of people say, why do these people stay? What's going on here? So cognitive dissonance is a psychological tension arising from conflicting beliefs and information, and it plays a central role in maintaining members' allegiance to the group's ideology and their leader, in this case, Mr. Ash Mufareh. Cults typically present their ideology as absolute truth, with the leader as an infallible authority. They employ persuasive tactics such as the foot in the door technique and reciprocity to heighten members' dedication gradually. That's a big one too. It has to be gradually. All right. It doesn't just happen overnight. So let's talk for a minute about compliance tactics used in cultish groups, because this is a big thing with why people stay in these groups. In psychology, compliance refers to changing one's behavior at the request or direction of another person. Compliance involves changing your behavior because someone asked you to do so. While you may have had the option to refuse the request, you choose to comply. It is important to distinguish between compliance and acceptance. Compliance involves changing a behavior in public, but not necessarily in private. While you might modify your behavior, it does not mean that you necessarily agree with it. Now let's talk about the foot in the door tactic. What is that? For a lot of you, this is the first time that you've ever heard this one. And yes, it's also found in abusive relationships a lot. So the foot in the door tactic, which is also known as FITD, it's a technique that is a compliance tactic that aims at getting a person to agree to a large request by having them agree to a modest request first. And this is especially in the case of commercial cults. Thanks for stopping by. You have a good one. Have fun at work. Nothing wrong with going to work. So basically, this technique works by creating a connection between the person asking for a request and the person that is being asked. If a smaller request is granted, then the person who is agreeing feels like they are obligated to keep agreeing to larger requests to stay consistent with the original decision of agreeing. This technique is used in many ways and is a well-researched tactic for getting people to comply with requests. The saying is a reference to a door-to-door salesman who keeps the door from shutting with his foot, giving the customer no choice but to listen to the sales pitch. Now, what is I'm never going to get this word right. Reciprocity. What is it? So saying no to a large request may make the person feel they owe the other person who made the request a favor. It's a social norm which we both adhere to and expect others to respect. We tend to expect that altruistic gestures be repaid, either with a simple show of gratitude, such as a thank you, or in some other form of appreciation, such as helping out when we next need assistance. And you're going to see that everyone's showing their gratitude right now because this one's being used very heavily. The sense of moral obligation, which we keep talking about how people over here feel obligated. This is why. So the sense of moral obligation that we feel to reciprocate pro-social behavior, which is known as internal reciprocity, can be a powerful driving force behind our actions. Similarly, a desire to make a good impression by being seen by colleagues to be making a fair contribution leads to a sense of obligation towards repaying positive gestures, often referred to as social reciprocity. So basically, like, it's also how you want to be seen by everyone else in the group, not just by the leader of the group, but also all of the other members. You want to make a good impression on all of them. So you can kind of see how this can keep people in the cult. This can be used against us and make us feel we have a sense of obligation to the social group or the cult. Mike Ellis told the Onpassive founders on yesterday's webinar that he was working a job and he was making excuses as to why he is not solely relying on Onpassive. Yeah, he said he had to pay bills. It's like, yeah, so do your technicians. Foot in the door can be found in first dates with a toxic person, such as, can you get the bill? You say no, and they use similar manipulative tactics. Yes. Scam Chan says, waiting on Ash to be consistent helps no one. So, again, cognitive dissonance and the conflict within, as involvement in this group deepens, indoctrination solidifies, discouraging questioning and creating a closed belief system where dissent is seen as a threat. Here are some ways in which cognitive dissonance helps keep people in cultish groups. Dismissing or rationalizing conflicting information as misinformation, deception, or bias from external sources, thereby maintaining the integrity of their beliefs and identity as loyal followers.
She wants to be the first to make us look silly. Stop going there.
So some examples of that in this case could be not Googling the company, being told, don't Google Onpassive and read up on it. That would be bad. Refusing to look at the Security and Exchange Commission litigation, and dehumanizing ex-members of the group, such as the technicians who are owed wages and went on strike. They're all awful people. They were there to take down Onpassive. Sounds like Mega's fake news. It very much is that. Mega is also a cult. Another way is by seeking reaffirmation by consuming propaganda or attending indoctrination sessions led by the cult leader or those other people in charge. This creates another echo chamber, again, that shields them from contradictory information and reinforces their allegiance, especially if they're being told to make videos in which they say why they are so grateful for their leader and everything he's ever done for them, why they're going to stay loyal, why they love him, etc. And some good examples of this are the Bill Bust production videos that we just watched, along with the fact that they go to their daily 2+ hour long webinars. All right, they're at least 2 hours long. In extreme cases, they resort to self-persuasion or self-justification by distorting or reinterpreting memories and experiences to align with the cult's beliefs, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. This conviction helps ease their cognitive dissonance and maintain psychological equilibrium. So, for example, rewriting cult history, ignoring when things don't occur on their due dates, which is something that you'll also see in doomsday cults. The day comes that the doom's supposed to happen, and then there's an excuse and a new date is set. Similarly, here in this cult of personality of Onpassive, the launch date is set. The day comes and goes, company doesn't launch, and then we just continue on. Seeing Ash Mufara's bad business plan as a plan to save all of humanity, claiming that, he's just not like other business owners and he wants to run this business differently. Due to that, we're not going to have a plan. Things won't happen smoothly here and people are going to try to stop us. So we have to do it this special way. And there's a lot of Ash told us that. There's a lot of Ash does it all with heart. And there's a lot of them even recreating who Ash is as a person, right? Completely changing who he is as a person to go along with their belief system. Just like how there was a time where Ash said he didn't need to make a cent. He was going to put all the money that he made back into Onpassive. And now he's sitting there in the SEC litigation going, well, I deserve to pocket that $108 million. I worked really hard. And when you bring this up to them, they also say, well, Ash has sacrificed so much for us. Okay, but he allegedly did this because he was selfish, right? He didn't care about himself. He has this big heart. He wants to give back. So why did he pocket the money? That doesn't make any sense, but they'll reframe that in their brain to mean other things. So let's talk about social influence and the power of the pack. Social influence is a fundamental aspect of human behavior, driven by our inherent need for connection and acceptance within social groups. A study published in Psychiatry Research highlights social and affective vulnerability as factors making individuals more prone to recruitment and manipulation by cults. Your sense of belonging can have a big part to do with that too. And that's a basic need. The basic need to belong. Right? Like everyone wants to have a place where they belong, a community they call their own, etc. Exploiting this vulnerability, cults establish tight-knit communities offering members a sense of belonging and purpose. Portraying themselves as the chosen or elite, early bird founders, cults create an environment where individuals feel valued and accepted, in contrast to the isolation they may experience elsewhere, like the isolation they may have thought they were experiencing when they weren't in the cult. Community is a big pain point they exploit. Exactly. So through social pressure and peer influence, cults coerce members into adhering to group norms, beliefs, and behaviors. This can include ignoring red flags or feelings of fight or flight that may arise, or using the cult's new language. For example, referring to money as apples, or referring to tech issues as wrinkles. And it may not seem like a big deal to change your language, but it changes your whole way of speaking, therefore changing your way of thinking. And by doing this, without realizing, you're kind of forcing your brain into toxic positivity. You know what I mean? So there's a lot going on there that just changing some words can do to your brain that will help indoctrinate you into this. And it's a way that you're conforming without even realizing. But this conformity is enforced through various means. such as rituals, ceremonies, and group activities that are employed by cults to promote cohesion and solidarity among members. You know, maybe like shitting the light, emulating the behavior and attitudes of the leader and high status members further strengthens the group's hierarchy and unity. Also being told like only the top members are where we get our information from, you know? Indoctrination serves as another powerful tool through propaganda, which Onpassive is just full of propaganda, and persuasion techniques. Cult leaders implant the group's ideology into the minds of followers, and they don't even know. They don't know what's happening. They don't know that their entire belief system is changing. This molds their beliefs, attitudes, and worldview to align with the cult's agenda, enhancing the psychological bond between members and the group, making that group a part of who you are as a person, an individual. Like you can't be an individual without that group. So an example of this is someone who is curious and outspoken will learn not to ask questions or speak up about their worries, eventually turning them into a quiet and compliant person. Isolation from friends, family, and other social support networks further intensifies social influence within cults. And it's a funny thing because when people are joining a cult, they feel like they're getting a sense of community. So to them, they're not being isolated, right? They're making connections. They're now in a social group. How is that isolating? But they don't realize that by taking part in this social group that's now the cult, they're isolating themselves from everything else in the world. And it just kind of happens, again, very gradually. They don't realize this. So by severing ties with external influences, cults control members' social interactions and shape their perceptions of reality. This isolation heightens members' dependence on the cult for social connection and validation, making it difficult for them to seek help or escape from the group's control. And a good example of this is having trivia nights after long daily webinars and videos that members are to watch. So they don't have much time for people outside the cult. And they don't realize that because they're just going through their everyday. You know, every day they're waking up, they're watching some Marty and Chris. Then they go and watch some Red. Then they go watch Comfort. Then all of a sudden it's dinner time and they eat dinner. Then after that, they go and watch Mr. Ash Mufara talk maybe for a while, or they go to another webinar for a couple of hours, and then they go to their trivia night. And then they do this every single day. And before they know it, it's been 2 months since they last called their great Aunt Helena to ask her for her best recipes. And they haven't talked to her in ages. And she was a great support system for them. You know, all of a sudden, they haven't talked to their brother in 4 months because they've just been so entrenched in all of these activities that the group has them doing over the internet. And it doesn't feel like they're taking part in much or really isolating or anything, because to them, they're like, oh, well, it's over the computer. I just like turn off the computer and then I go live my life. It's amazing, but what they don't realize is they're still being controlled by their computer, because in the back of their mind, while they're off living their lives, they're thinking in their head, I don't want to miss that webinar at 3 o'clock. What time is it? Or I have to get back to my computer for the trivia at 8 p.m. Or every Wednesday and Thursday, I have to keep my entire schedule free just in case Ash Mufara graces us with his presence on the 360. I can't miss that. And then they're not making any plans for those days. And again, going forever without seeing friends and family. And they don't really realize this until they're far into it and it's way too late. So according to the research paper, How Do They Control an Insight into Cult Manipulation by Yining Zhang, manipulation of beliefs and emotions forms a core aspect of cult dynamics, enabling leaders to exert control over their followers. And they don't really realize it. You know, they don't realize it. For this, cults employ various tactics, exploiting vulnerabilities and creating a psychological environment conducive to indoctrination and obedience. Examples of this include hypnosis and trance, which involve altering consciousness to deepen relaxation and enhance focus. Cult leaders use hypnosis to instill ideologies and advantages to them into members' minds, taking advantage of their vulnerability and effectively coercing alignment with their agenda. There's a very specific way that Ashmufara speaks. And a lot of people, too, when I was covering Ekankar, and we used to listen to a lot of Harold Klemp, also picked up that he seemed to be speaking in a way that suggests hypnosis and trance. So it's just very interesting. A lot of people are like, why do they talk so slow and do all these pauses all the time? It's because that helps with this. It helps that they talk in that certain way. Fear-mongering is another common tactic employed to instill irrational fears and maintain obedience. This may include portraying outsiders as dangerous, bimbos, naysayers, haters, awful people, spreading apocalyptic prophecies, or creating a sense of impending doom if members were to leave or defy the group, even saying, "You would be nothing without us." The only way that you will ever get success is if you are a part of this group. For instance, a report by the American Psychological Association highlights how Jim Jones of the People's Temple coerced obedience by collecting written confessions from followers, then publicly shaming or subjecting them to their deepest fears if they disobeyed. And that is used in a lot of cults, actually. And in Onpassive, if you ask too many questions, you'll be yelled at, and then you'll be threatened to be booted out of the cult. And of course, you're told that you will never find success unless you're in Onpassive. And God also has something to do with Onpassive. So maybe you'll be doomed to hell for all of eternity if you leave this thing. Who knows? Who knows the implications that could occur if you leave? Thought reform, also known as brainwashing or mind control, is a systemic process used by cults to reshape members' beliefs, attitudes, and identities to align with the group's ideology. And sometimes maybe Mike Ellis will shape you an identity and you'll shape yourself an identity and they won't match, like with Marty DeGarmo. The way that Marty DeGarmo paints himself and his past, and then the way that Mike Ellis talks about him and his past in MLMs are two very different things, right? Sweet God says, your life will fall apart without us. You'll be nothing. That's common among MLMs and coaching cults. Yes. And the thought of being shunned by your friends is scary when you're in a cult. They're your family. They're your family and you love them and they love you. So the thought of losing them, especially all of them at the exact same time, is horrifying. So why would you do that to yourselves? It's a lot easier sometimes to just kind of conform and stay in the cult, you know? Thomas says, it's like my grandpa always said, never trust a cult leader who won't spring for the name brand soft drink mix. That's right. That's right. So cult leaders censor dissenting viewpoints, promote a distorted narrative, and use relentless repetition and peer pressure to shape members' thoughts and to erode critical thinking, fostering dependency on the group for guidance and validation. Using these techniques, a person can gain control over an entire group, using social norms to also further indoctrinate the group. Eventually, people indoctrinate themselves into the group further via their own thought process and self-talk. This is a deep manipulation that can occur, and it often changes a person's entire worldview. This is why it's so difficult to combat a cult member's way of thinking, or even someone who believes in a conspiracy theory. Yes, conspiracy theory nuts are also indoctrinated, much like how people are indoctrinated into cults. And people are indoctrinated into cults much like a victim of domestic violence is indoctrinated into a relationship with an abuser. All of these things are very much alike. That should scare you a little bit. But it's very, very hard to combat this way of thinking because it literally changes their entire worldview. Right? It's almost impossible to just argue with someone and change their worldview, if you will, right? They believe in the authoritarian leader and in the group as a whole, and the false sense of hope it gives them, as we see in Onpassive, especially lately. Members put their foot in the door to become an early bird affiliate within this group. This offers them a false sense of elitism, as they believe they benefit the most by signing up first to the multi-level marketing opportunity, running their Onpassive business. They attend webinars daily that often last for hours, where they are manipulated to believe Onpassive and Ash will save all of humanity. You are shown the social norms within the group of never questioning and having blind loyalty and faith in Ash Mufara and whatever Onpassive has to offer. And I mean whatever they have to offer. It oftentimes doesn't matter what it is, as long as they promise to offer something. You are told if you go against these norms, you will miss out on your opportunity. FOMO, FOMO, FOMO. For those that don't know what FOMO means, it stands for fear of missing out. You spend so much time with those in Onpassive, soon it is all you know. And you are entrenched in toxic positivity and hopeful webinars where your religious faith is often used against you as well. For those who are religious, a fear of eternal damnation is looming, and you are told Ash was sent by God to save all of humanity. So you must put all your trust in him and be willing to hand over your money and your time, because no matter what you give to this cause, it doesn't come close to what Ash Mufara, and then sometimes they even mention his family, has sacrificed for you to be here and eventually be successful with Onpassive as a millionaire who will save the world, one O-Connect webinar at a time. You don't have much time to spend with family and friends as you are attached to your computer screen, and time goes by pretty quickly as you are told to look forward to something every few months. You attend trivia nights and make friends whom you refer to as family, and slowly you don't feel the need to pick up the phone and call a loved one when you're going through something, because you have your new family to turn to instead. Thousands of people to pray for you and help you through this hard time. And hey, maybe if you get diagnosed with 3 cancers, you can all ask them to donate. That's pretty cool, right? Besides, any day now, any day, you will reap the benefits of all this, and your waiting will be worth it. Year after year goes by, and it's been 6 years. Just like that, all of a sudden. Finally, the time has come. You're exhausted, and you've been through so much through this, and your family has abandoned you. But it's okay, because you have your Onpassive family to lean on. The website had crashed, but the Onpassive ecosystem is back up and running, and the end is nigh. I mean, that's what you have been told, and you've been told this for the past 6 years, but you don't have anything else to hold on to or look forward to, so you sit and wait, and you wait, and you wait. You'll continue to wait, and you'll continue to believe. Only God can stop Onpassive, and maybe only God can wake you up, but nothing is coming. So what do you do now? Like, what do you do now? What seriously though, what are you supposed to do? This is the part that people are actually scared of. All right. This is the part that people fear. Much like an addict fearing withdrawal when they need to face it's time to quit their drug. I have experience with that myself. I've been sober since 2013. Thank you. What is it that you do now with your time? Like, you've literally just dedicated your entire life and worldview to this thing. So what do you do now? And it's so scary to think of not having Onpassive and all of these things that you get to do every day, like all these webinars and the trivia and all these people you get to hang out with. Like, what else is there for you in this world? That's the thing, is that there's a lot to do when you leave a cult. I promise you. And life is better on the other side. I promise you that. Reconnect with your family members. They're going to understand. They know what just happened. Just start off with a message like, it's been a while. How are you? And then just take a moment to hear about their lives before you get into your own life. I bet you it's been a long time since they've updated you on what the kids were doing and such, you know? Reconnect with your old friends. Tell them that you miss them. You want to hang out. It's been a while. Let's go out. Let's go have some drinks. Go to the movies. Go play some pool. I don't know. What do you and your friends do? What did you do before you were in the cult? You can join another church group or spiritual group. I mean, sure, the first one you may have just joined was a cult, but they're not all cults. Go to your local church, if that's not the one that you were a part of. All right, reach out to your neighbors. Ask them, where are they going for their spiritual stuff, for their religious activities. You know, you can even shop around for a church in your area till you find one that works for you. You can choose to volunteer and actually help people. A lot of people join cults because they're under the guise that they have to be a part of the cult in order to help people. But did you know that in your local community, there is probably an agency that is dedicated to volunteering? You can sign up with that agency. You could be volunteering as soon as next week. Literally, they'll set you up with places that need volunteers. They'll send you around. Most cities have something like this. Look on your city website. Look up, how do you volunteer in your area? And you can literally actually be helping people right now. You don't have to wait for Onpassive to come out with Obless or Academy or any of the such thing. You could literally be helping in your neighborhood right now, today. And maybe you just need some alone time. You know, I hear that there's a lot of really great videos that are new and out on Netflix. Disney. Take some time to yourself. And the number one thing that you should do, honestly, is seek some therapy. Do seek some therapy. Go and meet with a counselor. Figure out what was it that got you to join that thing to begin with. Because you were looking for something. And no matter what, you unfortunately went about trying to find it the wrong way. So there's a safe way to go about searching for whatever it is you're looking for. All right. And you got to kind of sit down with someone and figure out what it is that you are seeking and what is a better, safer way for you to now seek that in your life that does not involve you needing to join some kind of group or cult to get a false sense of importance and be a part of something. How can you then go and be a part of things without being a part of such a cultish group that's going to control you? Right? And I do strongly believe that therapy is one of the best ways that you can do this. There's this weird stigma in our world that if you go to therapy, something is wrong with you. I'll be the first to tell you that the therapists are also in therapy. So it's not just for people that are going through hard times. All right? It's really not. It's for people that need to just have someone to talk to. People that maybe just they have a small issue in their life that they need to work out. They'll reach out to a therapist. Right? There's tons of ways that you can go about getting these services as well for free. If you're in an area that expects you to pay, like I know the US might be a little harder there to reach out to therapy than it is for me here in Canada, for example, right? If you have to pay for these services in the US, you can definitely look into ways that you can have these services paid for or have help with them, if you will. There's always ways to kind of like get free therapy. All right. They understand. How do you think people that are homeless get therapy? Okay. Like there is a way that you can get therapy, even if you don't have the money for it, is my point. There are ways. The best thing you could do is look up on your city website. Most of the time, like I know here in Ottawa, we have, I think it's 211 that you can dial, or a website you can look up, and it will have all of the community services and whatnot. I suggest doing that for your local city, looking that up. The issue that we face here in Onpassive is that a lot of people that are signed up in Onpassive are in third world and fourth world countries. So I'm looking into what we can do for those people. So stay tuned, because I do realize that it is harder for places like that. For the most part, most of us are in a place where we can get access to these services. So please do not take them for granted and make sure that you do. The best thing I've ever done is get myself into some therapy. All right. It was the best thing I've ever done for myself. And I was 9 years old when I went and found therapy for myself. So if I could go and find myself therapy at the age of 9, I believe that you can go and reach out and find therapy as an adult just fine. You'll be doing good. So just to end this for fun, since it's been a little while, I thought we would react to some Marty and Chris live. Now, I was watching this, so for some reason I'm not at the beginning. And we will speed it up because they're boring. But I do want to hear what they have to say, because they did do an Onpassive live today. That is Marty and Chris inspire chat and shine some light. I haven't checked in with them much live because there hasn't been much going on, but I thought it would be fun if we heard from them today.
To talk about, and first we're going to do a little bit of Chris usually has notes that he wants to cover, birthdays and stuff. So we're going to do that in the very, very beginning, and then we'll move on from there. Chris Johnson, a little letter rip.
Thank you, Brother Marty. I love you. I love all of you. We want to do this because I want to get a lot of prayers out today. So we just get it done because a lot of people sometimes don't wait to the end. So saying all these prayers for all these wonderful people. David Switzer, I know he's got some bronchitis going on. Liz Leary was just brought back to the hospital to get her lungs checked again. Colin's mother, keep her in your prayers. Fatmata was not feeling good. She was in the hospital for 7 or 8 hours. There was the doctors yesterday. Pat Parent, I think, is still in the hospital. Prayers for her. Renata's father, Ivan, has cancer. Red's mom with that inoperable tumor. Julie Pierre's daughter, Chloe, I know that she was brought into the hospital yesterday. Robin Noble, absolutely fighting cancer. And Ashton's family, and to all people in this world, including the DeGarmos, including the Johnsons, and all the founders out there. I'm going to pray for you nonstop all day long. I love doing it. And the way I look at it is if I don't know, I can't pray for you. And Fatmata says, I hope she doesn't mind. Listen to me. All right. I have a platform of 1 million people, for 1 million people to say prayers for all of you. And that's power in it. So I will never feel bad for saying prayers for somebody. Happy birthday, Vernon Hale. You know Vernon, he brought us the great boxer. Happy birthday, Vernon. Bridget, Evelyn Bosno, happy birthday. Jack Ball, happy birthday. Georgino, happy birthday. Renee Hunter, happy birthday to you. If I miss something, send me a message. I sometimes miss them, but I try to put them on these notes I have every day. But the most important thing about my day is praying for not only my family, but all of you who I consider my family. Marty DeGarmo, back to you.
Beautiful. Everything about Onpassive, you know, the unexpected, the over delivering unexpected things that happened to me in Onpassive. One is,
oh Lord,
the whole time before I got to Onpassive, I was looking for a way to make extra income. That's how it originally started. And then, and that never left. Obviously, I need to make extra.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, I feel like that's why everyone came here, and then it switched. Now it's not about income because Ash pocketed 108 million, so he's the only one that's gotten income. And you can say that you're not here for that, but at the end of the day, like that is why everyone's here. Everyone is here to run a business where they don't have to do much work and they can make a lot of money. That's what MLMs are.
Extra income, we all do. Most of us are just surviving. Some of us barely surviving. But the extra that I received, and I know you all feel this way because we talk about it all the time, is building relationships and getting to know people around the world. That wasn't in my original plan, but that came, especially with Onpassive, like on steroids. Like I got to meet thousands of people. I got to know thousands of people, created friendships around the world like family, and that's priceless. And I want to show my gratitude about that. The other thing is, as I went on my journey, keep flipping rocks over finding out something you didn't know, but being able to talk so freely, there's no hesitation about sharing this business with everybody I meet. And the biggest reason that makes it easy, and I hope it makes it easier for you, is knowing that anyone can do it. That was one of my biggest guilt feeling things before I found Onpassive. Telling people, hey, come in, you do this and this and this, and those little nursery rhymes, you know, come in, 90 days, you'll be free, 120, you'll be with me, whatever the frick it is, okay? Those never were 100% in my heart because I knew it was not true. And I think a lot of people on MLM are people that talk that way.
But here's the thing, though, is that there's thousands of videos of you, Marty, talking like you really do believe that it is true while you're saying these things in the past, because you've left up like all of your old social medias. So I've watched through several of them we have here on my channel. And when you're talking in those other videos, you're so sure that all those things work. And now here you are saying, oh, I knew that those things never work. They never work. Of course they don't work. Blah, blah, blah. And I knew the whole time. So how do I know that you sitting here today saying that Onpassive is the one that's going to work, that you aren't just blowing smoke up my ass like you were in the past and all those other ones? You know? Like, I can't trust you. Isn't in it to win it one of those exact nursery rhymes too, right? Pretty much.
They know it. And unless you can hide your feelings, people can read you when you come up and you act that way. But in Onpassive, do I think anyone and everyone has a possibility of making an income like beyond their dreams? Yes, I do. I really do. Even people that aren't here yet. So anybody watching this or any founders that watch this in the next 500 years, however long a video stays on YouTube, I believe for as long as we can see, people will be able to come in Onpassive, build a relationship with people that think positive and are good-hearted. Why is that? Because the owner and the CEO of the company started that way. It grew that way, and now we are that way, and people are welcome to join us. It's beautiful to be in a place where, you know, you might be a dreamer out there, and people say, oh, that's all pie in the sky. Just settle for what you got. Be happy.
All right, calm down, John Lennon.
try to get ahead and work, whatever. This is a different way. This is a way where everybody can win. A couple of things I wanted to do in the beginning is, our sister Robin Noble's going through a lot, overwhelming a lot, and I've got to know her very, very well, and it's gut wrenching when you're with somebody that's going through something. There's nothing I can do except, and this is the most important thing, is lay it at God's hands. Just lay it at His feet. That's what we're supposed to do. But I'm a control freak, so I want to try to fix everything, and I can't. That's the hardest thing. But the other day, Renata, which is a singer, a very good singer in Onpassive, they wrote a song to Robin, and I tried to upload it here. I finally got it uploaded. I would like to play that for everybody so you can, so you get to hear it if you haven't already. So here we go.
Do we want to hear it again? We've already heard it.
All businesses online kind of shy away from, or kind of shun getting religion involved.
Oh, yeah?
I'm sorry, that's not me. I'm never going to tell you how you worship. I'm not talking about any specific religion, but I believe everything that we are in, what we breathe, what we see, where we're at, who we are, where we're going, is from a higher power. You believe what you want. I've lived that way my whole life, and I've seen too many things. All of this can't be two rocks flew together and made planets. And if it was the case, who threw the rock? Anyway, another thing I want to emphasize. We have, some of us already.
I don't ever remember saying that you have to be atheist either, though, Marty. No, see, I talk about how you use faith manipulation here, like you just did there. All right. And I also talk about how you guys pray to a Christian God when you're preying on people that don't believe in a Christian God. And you kind of push that belief system onto them. You don't pray to their God, you pray to your God. And you have to be mindful of that. If you're going to bring God into this, which I don't think you should, it's like you should leave God out of your state, you should leave God out of the scam. Like, you have to be mindful then of the fact that your God is not like other people's gods Onpassive. And maybe you should be praying to the God who most people in the scam believe in instead of your God, is my point. But I think that it would just do you better if you would leave God out of this and not use God in your scam. Being scammed isn't from a higher power, and that's religious manipulation. Exactly. It's all faith manipulation, especially when they say things like only God can stop Onpassive and God sent Ash with Onpassive to help us and stuff. It's like, don't say things like that. That's creepy and weird. That's what cults do. And you claim to not be one.
Have been on this journey for over 6 years. And we're getting to the point very soon where we're going to go into a new chapter. And what I believe 100%, okay, what I believe 100%, what I'm seeing, what I hear, looking at Mr. Mufara, he has found the people that can deliver his dream. And his dream is so we live our dream. I want you to picture that for a minute. His dream is wanting us to live our dream.
I think his dream is actually to pocket another $108 million. But what do I know?
It's pretty crazy. Never heard of it. Unbelievable. Just off the chart. But
you're right. All the other MLMs, their CEO literally comes out here and says, my dream is for all of you to work for free for me so I make all the money. Yeah, no, that's definitely what they say, Marty. None of them talk about how they created their MLMs so that everyone else can be successful. No, only Ash does that. Never heard of it before.
I believe watching him and listening, he knows now finally, he has surrounded himself with people that not only understand his dream, which is off the chart, but can deliver what he is visualizing in here and in here. You know how hard that is? You can talk to somebody all day about something. You can talk about a picture, you can describe a picture, but sometimes people don't get it quite right. I believe he surrounded himself with people that not only understand his vision, they can deliver on it. And listen, whatever his vision.
Yeah, but you said that the last time too, though. You said that you had hired the top of people, and that this was going to happen last September.
Is if they can deliver on it, it's only amazing for all of us. Because remember, his vision, his goal is to make it possible for us to live our dreams and our goals. Because he knows if I draw people in like himself, big-hearted and want to give, and then you make it so they have the resources and can live an abundant life, that what are they going to do? They're going to give.
Okay, but like, what resources? What resources is he providing? How is he going to provide all of these resources? Because right now the plan is to release a bunch of products that are already available in the market and for cheaper and for free, and then hope that everyone in the world wants to pay for them. So that then your resource is money, and it comes to you from everyone in the world that you're claiming to save with your money. Just, do you not see how that doesn't make sense? How we're in this weird catch-22 cycle? Just me?
And that's where you change the world. One person at a time, 10, 1,000, a million, someday tens of millions, going out with a paintbrush and repainting this planet and giving it a facelift. Because some of the planet is disgusting. Some of this planet is disgusting. And somebody said to me, might have been in trivia, there was something in a certain zoo, the most dangerous animal on the planet, and we were asked, what is it? And you know what was in the zoo? A mirror. Because the most dangerous animals on the planet are people. Dolphins don't start wars. Gorillas don't start wars. Chimpanzees don't start a war. People. We're supposed to be the smartest in the world.
Finally, a leader who does it for the people. Just like Kim Jong-un.
And we do nothing but destroy, talk bad about people, tear people down. I don't get it. We're supposed to be the smartest creature. But Onpassive takes the best out of people, finds the best people, and we get them together. And everyone is welcome, by the way. This isn't a cult. If loving one another and taking care of one another, and everybody has the possibility and the potential of
along with an authoritarian leader in which you have to have a different worldview than that of everyone else. Keep going, Marty.
Living an abundant life, then I'm in a cult. You damn right I am. I love to be here if that's the case. Because I've seen what the dark part of the world is. I don't want no parts of that. So we're really fortunate.
Okay, but do you not think that, your goal here is to have the entire world join Onpassive? So are you planning on doing genocide to the people in the world that you don't think live up to your moral code and your values? How are we going to sign up the entire world to Onpassive and protect the people in Onpassive from the evils of the world? If this world is so fucked, which I agree, yeah, it is. Like, what's your plan then? And you say everyone's going to join it, no one will be turned away. So that includes the bad people then, right? So what is your plan here to make Onpassive just a positive place where everyone is constantly holding hands and singing Kumbaya, and O Connect helps stop all the wars, and O Bless helps with all the hurricane aid? Like, what's your plan then? Do you not think that there's not going to be some people in Onpassive at that point that are going to be using it for nefarious purposes?
Also, what I want to say is, because we're moving into a new chapter, no matter how you felt about the journey, I'm going to tell you something that I believe is 100% fact. When it's over, And we are now moving into the world. And now our world, which we think is so big, becomes a dot. But the power of down the road, when people come back to you, the ones that maybe made fun of you or said, you're crazy, what are you doing in there? That day is about to come where you will be the hunted. People will come to you because who? Because you did take that journey, the one that everybody or some people made fun of. So I want to say again, and we start.
Or the people that made fun of it, they're the evil naysayers. They're evil. They're part of the evil people. Onpassive is a safe space on the internet where we all hold hands and sing kumbaya and nothing's bad there. So why do we want them?
Started doing this in June, July, August, September, October, 4 months of shining the light on others. I did it because I believe if people step up and realize people want to hear about you, that you deserve it, the more and more this is contagious. And it's.
What do you think you're doing with your shining the lights? Marty's like, I save somebody in humanity every day. I give them a 2-minute window on my YouTube channel where they can talk about how much they love Onpassive and Ash. And because I do that, I'm saving one person at a time. Like, what?
Leveraging. Another thing I want to say, now's the time to take that 10 minutes. Tell people how you found out about Onpassive, a little bit about yourself, obviously, and what you want to do.
Now it's 10 minutes.
When the world finds out who we are and what we're about. Because what are we about? We're about giving. We're about sharing, giving, sharing abundance, living and helping other people.
Just ignore the part where Ash pockets the $108 million he promised he would pay back to all the O founders. Don't pay any attention to that or the man behind the curtain.
What's up? Is there a better message than that? If there is, let me know. Or any religion, doesn't matter. What you look like, doesn't matter. What part of the country you're from, what part of the world you're from, doesn't matter. You're tall, fat, skinny, bald, it doesn't matter. You have disabilities, doesn't matter. You can't hear, doesn't matter. You can't see, doesn't matter. Onpassive doesn't give a crap. Onpassive want to join people in from the heart.
Yeah, they've been trying to frame them preying on people with disabilities as them being a very welcoming, all-inclusive scam that doesn't discriminate against people for any reason. And as somebody with several different types of disabilities, can I just say I would prefer if they discriminated against me greatly? I've never wanted to be discriminated against in all my life, but here I am.
If you've got a heart, we all do, and you want to do good, welcome home. Welcome home to everybody. Everyone's welcome. And soon the door will open with a link where you can join. It doesn't have to be with me. It doesn't have to be with Chris. I don't care who it is. I want people to come in because I know it'll start to brighten up their day and their life. Anyway, I want to push again. We want a 10-minute video or less about you as a founder, who you are, let the world know how you found out, what you love about Onpassive, and then what you want to do with it. And then send it to me.
Please do make a declaration to our leader. Tell us who you are, where you're from, a little bit about yourself. Then make sure that you tell us how loyal to our leader you will be and how you will give up your entire life for Onpassive. Send it in a video to me at this email. Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like called at all, Marty.
I got a short video here I'm going to play, and I want people to empathize. Now, if you've already done it, you don't need to do it again. I want new and more. You know, I've done it in, well, thanks to other people, it's been done in German. It's been done in French, English, obviously, and people are sharing it, and we're getting people. The only one I can't do is Hmong. It's just the AI hasn't come that far yet, but they will. So let me play this, and then I want you.
Sir, your AI was supposed to do this. Remember? You promised it just over a year ago. I'm not going to let you forget.
If you send a video in and you want to get involved, which I hope you do, because this part of the journey will never come back again. Never. When the doors open, we're going to get more of a spread out. Now it's time to deliver what we've all brought in together for 5 or 6 years. We've been in training. We understand what we're doing. We understand what we want to do. And for me, I'm going to talk for me. I owe it to Mr. Mufara and myself to share this with everybody in the world, as many people as I can.
To be fair, Onpassive may be the first MLM in which people needed 6 years of training before it launched. I bet you that's true.
Because I didn't pay any money, really. All the work was done by Ass. Right now he's working big time. And I can't do 2%. I think I will. I think most of you will. Anyway, let me play this real quick video and I'll be on right afterwards.
Yay.
It's time that everyone gets to know a little about you. Time to shine. We will be opening to the world soon. Now is the time to step up and be heard. You are a founder and you took this amazing journey in Onpassive. Send in a short video clip, 10 minutes maximum, a little about yourself. How you found out about Onpassive, and what you would like to do in the future. All details will be in the description below this video. You deserve to be heard. Let's shine on you. Send all clips to onpassivenation@gmail.com.
Anyway, it's that simple, and
riveting.
I will send this out to everyone. If you're watching this and you say, "Ooh, I'd like to share that with my German family or Italian family or whatever," take it, get the script, and write it in your language, and I'll make a video for you so you can share it. I mean that. So because I think it's time now. We listen. We went through different phases of Onpassive. Phase one, and I'm going to talk for me because I don't know how it affected you. Phase one is, what is it? Phase two is trying to swallow the concept of this man is really wanting to help me and my family. That's gone. I know now. And then global, and then
so indoctrination,
helping one another
manipulation,
in a massive, massive way, training,
segregation,
keeping people updated. And now we're going into the stall for the race. And when the bell rings, the gate's going to open, and we'll be introduced to the world. And at that time, people will come back and say to Lisa, weren't you in Onpassive in the beginning? Yes, I was.
Yeah, man, didn't you hear that they got sued by the SEC for 108 million? Yeah, man, that Ash guy, he has to pay back all that money. Yeah, they gave him a director's bar. They're shutting him down now, dude. You know, he's not allowed to run a business. He's going to end up in jail if this continues, man. If I were you, I'd get out of that thing. That's how it's actually going to go. That's how it's actually going to go. But don't worry, you guys have another year and a half or so where you can still party and play pretend business owners.
You'll be proud to say that. Wow, what was that like? Now, right now, people are looking down cowardice like they think you're nuts. But just think about where you could go and take that 10 minutes. I don't care if you got to smack yourself in the face, drink a pot of coffee. I can do it. Just do it. Act like you're talking to one of your friends. You're not talking to thousands. You're talking to one person. I'm getting videos from many, many people. Let's do it. Let's have it so you can have it for yourself. And let's kick it. Let's have fun. Let's move forward. Now, people ask, I'm going to get into the anxiety a little bit of people. I know you can't help it. If you're nervous, you're nervous. I just want to say, if you push yourself and calm down and look at what's been done.
That's right, Tom.
Look at the bad that happened.
Yeah, I heard about Onpassive from this YouTuber named Queen of Karma. She was covering it for a while. She said it was a huge scam. Don't join it. Yeah, she even called it a cult, did several videos providing examples and all the reasons why it was a cult, broke it all down for us several times. Highly recommend. I have firm and deny I stole 108 million. Ash 2025. I don't even know if he could deny it now, because in his response to the SEC, he admitted it. He was like, yeah, I did. I took $108 million, but It was for me. Even though it was put in my wife's bank account, it was actually for me, and I deserved it. I worked really, really hard for it, he says. And again, that was before June of 2023. So when there was no work to be done, basically.
Forget the detail. You know there was a wreck.
You can take it back.
You know there was a crash in Onpassive. You know it. Doesn't matter how it happened, who did it, who. Obviously, it was done, and it affected all of us. Definitely affected Mr. Mufara. It was his money, his time, his life. Because remember, a lot of times while we're on, when we shut off our computer, we go back to light. We go to a picnic, we go to family stuff, whatever we're doing, we live our life. that camera never goes off on Mr. Mufara's family. There is no off. His whole life is on Onpassive.
Salon and spa.
It never ends. Never. And when it's bad, it's real bad. Now, when you look at him, you go, oh, it's not that bad. The house looks okay. That's actually fine. Of course he looks okay. He looks okay no matter what happens.
Right? Like, Ash hasn't spent $1 of his own money on this at all. Ash hasn't spent $1 of his own money. And the $108 million that did show up here, that should have gone back to the co-founders as promised. And some of it should have gone back into the company. Some of it, but none of it did. Any of the money that was left after the martial arts and the salon and spa, and his wife got her hair did, and they bought a bunch of groceries and paid a bunch of bills and stuff. After all that, the rest went into crypto. And he's constantly funneling it around a bunch of different crypto accounts right now, hoping to God that the SEC doesn't make him turn it into US dollars and put it in a bank account, because then the IRS is going to come knocking, wondering how this man made $108 million and didn't pay $1 of tax on it. Because that can still happen in the future. He's not out of the water for that either, by the way. So, I don't know. Onpassive is coming after all the founders die.
We know because we've got to know him. You know why he has a strong face and a good face? Because he's worried about us. No doubt. He's worried about, I don't want to come on and be.
I actually think that it's because he's a malignant narcissist. They are a type of person where they do not feel empathy for other people, and therefore they can come on webinars very easily, look very, very relaxed in times of high stress. Now, think about it. If you just pocketed $108 million and spent it all, and now your business was crashing and going under, would you be able to show up on a webinar and hardly look stressed and be able to joke and laugh and talk to all of the people that you're preying on with such ease? Or would you be like me and you would be an anxious fucking mess, probably puking in the garbage can next to you and sweating profusely and fidgeting the entire time while trying to get the words out? That's why Ash is so strong in these moments. It's because he's a narcissist. We're going to dive into narcissist traits very soon. It'll be great fun. Can't wait to get canceled for it.
Stress. I don't want people to be stressed. Hey, the merchants crashed and burned. Yeah, but that's not the founder's fault. So make sure we keep lights plugged in and they can run OES for a year for free. I mean, O-Connect. Nobody does that. When you crash and burn, you throw out the life rafts and make sure everybody on the ship has a way to get to land. He's like, I don't want anybody to hurt from this. I'm going to take care of them. I'm going to put a blanket on. I'm going to keep them warm. And we're going to go down and patch this hole where we hit the iceberg. But remember, that's what he did for us. Nobody would do it. I don't care who it is. I've been in many, many companies. Nobody would do it. In fact, it's totally the opposite. I've been in companies where they tell us what they're doing. We build towards that. We brand towards that. We spend money on ads. We're building up. We're getting people for the launch. And, oh, my God, it's coming soon. Oh, what? And we got 90 days, most I've ever had on a launch. 90 days. The 90th day they launch, there's a poof, down for maintenance. Down for maintenance. We didn't even launch. They didn't anticipate that load. They weren't ready for growth, and they never came back on again. It crashed. Whoever the owner was took whatever money he collected and went to Belize. And he's in a hammock going, man, that sucked. But he doesn't realize all the people he hurt. Ask me if I was thinking about all of us no matter what happens. No matter what happens. And I have people, oh, how's he doing? How's he? Ask goes through spurts where I don't hear from him.
Oh my God.
I text him and say, yo, are you still kicking? He'll go, all's good. I hope you're doing great. That's what he's never negative. But he's busy. And the busier he is, guess what? The better for us. He is pushing.
The main thing he should be busy with right now is trying to secure $108 million for the SEC case and money for his lawyers. You realize that he has lawyers that he has to pay for this stuff, right? Like, I wonder how that's going.
Pushing us with his team forward as fast as he can, as strong as he can, as accurate as he can. And another thing, this is very, very important. No matter what happened in the last 3 years, this needs to be big. This needs to rock the world.
I feel like if Ash was actually working around the clock for the last 6 years, I would hope that they would have more than just this skeleton of their OES here. Otherwise, like, what kind of work is this man doing? Is he only putting in 5%? Like, what's going on? This man's working oh so hard every day, tirelessly, sacrificing all this time with his family, and this is what we get with no product attached to it. This was released on the 4th. It's the 15th. What's going on? How is he working this hard and the technicians are working this hard and nothing is happening? See, I think that in a case like this, it's more like actions speak louder than words. You shouldn't have to sit on webinars every single day trying to convince us with your words that Ash is working very hard. We should see the fruits of his labor. We shouldn't even need to have anyone tell us. We should be able to look at this, see a bunch of products, see all this hard work. But instead, we got Marty sitting here every single fucking day trying to convince us that Ash is working real hard, guys. He promises. It's like, okay, but like nothing's getting done. Like, come on, man. Fake Ash says, the SEC has already informed us we won the case. He pretty much, what happened, excuse me. Sorry, guys. I'm still sick, remember. What happened was during the time that he was trying to get the case dismissed, he was acting very, very positive and happy. And we were all kind of like, he's very, very positive and happy for somebody that just had their whole website crash. And I think it was because he really did think that it was going to get dismissed. And then since he's gotten the news that no, it's going ahead, they're going to court April 6, 2026. Ever since then, now he's not as happy. And then this past week, he was unable to show up. But it was almost like he really did think that he was just going to have it all dismissed and everything was going to go back to normal. And then he'd just be able to continue this like nothing. So he kind of did in that time do a webinar where he kind of alluded that everything was going to be okay now. He did a few webinars where he was all like, I'm taking back the company. These bad people fucked us over, blah, blah, blah. And then there was that one webinar where he was like, everything's going to be okay now, guys. Everything's going to get back to normal. And I swear that that's what it was. He was like, this is getting dismissed. We won't have to worry about the SEC no more. Woo! Because he tends to celebrate early. He kind of has that ego thing going. So he puts in for the dismissal, and in his mind, he's already won it. You know what I mean? So then he gets like a big ego, comes out here all, woo. That's kind of what happened. And I don't know if, like, what he told these guys during that time. I don't know if he told them that he was going to dismiss. And I don't know if he's told them since that it wasn't dismissed. Because the way that some of them comment to me when I bring up the SEC case, I don't know if they're aware. It's still going on. I think some of them believe it's over.
And more than anything else, he wants to rock our world. He wants to impress us. He wants to give us a present that we can't believe. I'm telling you, you guys know that by now. So whatever we do, keep the faith. If you haven't done a video about yourself, do it. 10 minutes.
I'll try that, Jen.
20, 30, 40 minutes. It's too long. Nobody will watch it. And let's have some fun. Let's get ready. What's coming? It hurts me. It bothers me when people say, "Oh, we haven't launched yet, and this happened to me, and this is the end, and I can't believe, and I can't believe you're still in that, and you guys will wait forever, not me." Okay, Joe, what else would you be doing? Somebody said, "Well, when's it going to launch?" And some people say, "Well, only Ash knows." He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Okay, that's a problem. Like, that shouldn't be a good thing. When is our company launching? The CEO owner doesn't know. Oh yeah, you should join today. Like, what? Like, that's a problem. That's not a good thing, Marty.
But when he gets everything where it needs to be, guess what that is? That's launch.
And do you know what that means? According to them, that means getting all of these softwares to perfect condition to where they don't need to be updated, upgraded, or have maintenance done to them. Which doesn't exist. So, again, this isn't going to exist.
When's the light going to come on? Edison, when are you going to get that light on? When I can get it to come on?
I am open to being a witness in the Security and Exchange Commission litigation if they need any witnesses to the illegal activities that have been going on here. I would totally be a witness. This isn't revolutionary. You're being lied to that this is the first time that this has ever been done. There's over 1 million companies that have these products already. Most of them are offered for free. You would like to charge money for them. So you would have to provide at least one thing that these companies don't have in order to be seen as revolutionary, which you have yet to provide. Therefore, you are not revolutionary as of this moment. We are currently in discussions with the Wiz Khalifa to rent more floors. And that's the other thing. I think they aren't in the Burj Khalifa anymore. They don't have their Singapore office. We know that for certain. And I have been told that they have lost both their office at the Burj Khalifa and their office in Hyderabad. And that they've had to move to another office that nobody knows about, other than those that watch my channel when we spoke about that. Have you been to our train station? No. But you do have the naming rights to that for 10 years, so... Difference between Marty and everyone else is Marty is a fat ass with a disability check that can afford to sit on his recliner and wait. Everyone else has to work to pay for Marty's disability scam. I believe that Marty is too disabled to go and stand at a workplace. I don't know if it's because of something that he's done or just because he's been sedentary in that chair for the last 25 years. So now he can't walk. If you don't use it, you lose it. But either way, it is true. All right. I wouldn't have put it as mean as you, Albs. Jeez. But it is true that these guys are in a position of privilege in comparison to most of the other people in this scam. I think that's fair to say that. They make comments like $97 isn't a lot of money. So what if that's all you lose? It's like, yeah, $97 isn't a lot of money to you. But again, people in PNG, that's 3 months' pay. That's a lot of money. Could you lose 3 months' pay? Probably not. It's a lot more money in the US and Canada. You know? But I think it would be fair to say that they're in more of a position of privilege. They are retired. They all have retirement funds, disabilities. They all have money coming in every month that a lot of people don't have. So for them to be like, oh, it's okay to go to all these webinars daily and not work and just sit around and wait. See, it's easy to do. That comes from a place of privilege that not everyone has. And they're not attuned to that. They don't care. They don't get the difference.
There's the light. Same with this launch to the world. Everything comes together. All the pieces fit. And when the last piece goes, guess what? Hey guys, we're launching to the world tomorrow. That's what we want to hear. Ash isn't going to come back like in the past. Take people's word for it. Hey, Ash, boss, we're going to launch next Saturday. Are you sure? Yeah. Ash comes back, loves the news. Hey, everybody, we're gonna do this next Saturday. Saturday comes, it didn't happen.
His fault.
Who got burnt? Well, we feel like we did. Which
okay. So why isn't he then doing his job to ensure that the employees are doing what they need to do to ensure everything launches on Saturday? Like, why are the employees trying to fuck him over all the time and not launching it on time? How come it's never his fault when he's the one that's allegedly in control here? Or is he only in control when it benefits him, and then the rest of the time he has no control over how this business goes at all? Okay, I don't think that's how this works. Like, you're either in control of your company and you're running it, or you're not. You don't get to pick and choose.
I guess so. But who else got burnt? Ash. Who did everybody blame? Ash. But he took the word from other people. Those other people now are...
Well, yeah, but then it's his fault for not ensuring that everything was in line and ready to go for that time. He's the CEO and the owner. He's the CEO and the owner. So if things aren't getting done by the due date, it's because he's not ensuring that things are getting done by the due date. All right. How hard is it as a CEO to then delegate the tasks to everyone, tell them what needs to be done by the due date so that it can actually happen on the fucking due date? It's crazy, but businesses seem to do this all the time with business plans and due dates. Ash Mufareh is the only CEO and owner of a company in the history of all of the world who somehow can't seem to get this together to be able to set due dates and get shit done. That leads me to believe the problem is then Ash Mufareh. Not everybody else, especially when you have all different fucking people working. Your turnover rate is insane in this company. So you mean to tell me that every single person that's ever worked for this company has not been able to get things done? Like, come on. That just sounds ridiculous. Ash is only in charge when good things happen. Everyone knows that. Yeah, then when the bad shit goes down, he has no control over it. He has no clue what's going on. And everyone's just doing things to fuck him over. Poor man. What a victim.
Cream of the crop. And Ash isn't going to come out and give you speculation of when something's going to happen. Why? It's not a good idea.
Because this man can never make anything happen by the time he says it's going to. In other words, he's not reliable. You are asking people to put all of their faith and hope and dreams in the hands of someone that you admit is not even reliable enough to make a fucking deadline and stick to it. Do you not understand how insane that is? To expect of people? Like, yeah, no, we can't rely on him at all to get anything done by the time he says he'll do it. But it's obviously everybody else's fault. Like, okay. Weird.
even some people that you think are so secure and really believe in everything, if he said we're going to do something on Tuesday, and Tuesday 11 o'clock at night it don't happen, they're selling the farm. They're going to the hospital. It didn't happen. Oh my God, it's the end of the. So don't do it. Why?
Because you tell these people to put all their eggs in this basket. And then you have your unreliable fucking CEO and owner not doing what he said, not doing what he promised. And then you have the audacity to sit here now and shame people for being upset about that. Like they don't have a right to be. It's not on him, of course.
Do it. We've heard from the OTech pros that dealing with this kind of industry, technology industry,
never,
that nothing is click and it's good. Nothing. I'm going to give you another example. Then I'll let Chris go. I'm sorry, but I want to say this. Facebook. Okay. We have Messenger. I use it every day. About 3 or 4 months ago, they came up with encrypted Messenger. Okay. Encrypted means you can't get in, whatever. I get it. But now when I go to call Chris or anybody else, Robin, Gemma, I talk to everybody. When I go to send it to them, it goes, and you're going, come on, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Bing, and then Chris comes on. It could be as much as 40 seconds. And sometimes it doesn't work at all. And I'm going, what the freak? And it was working fine before they went encrypted. Now, who has the resources better than Facebook? I know you're racking your brain. No one. And they're having trouble with technology getting this freaking messenger to just message. It used to be I click a button, it rings twice, and Bulldog Mr. Johnson's on like bam.
You do realize that the number of times it rings before somebody answers usually has to do with how long it took that person to answer. Like with the telephone, right?
He calls me, bam. Now you do it and you're going, click, click. Sometimes it even says, you need to download Messenger. Do you know how many times I've downloaded Messenger in the last few months? So they have a little glitch. But nobody looks at it that way. Oh, no, it's perfect. Everything. No, it's not perfect. Everyone has issues with its technology. Now, once they get it, boom. And what I want to tell you, the best of the best are now on our team. And they saw what the journey is. They heard from Ash what his main vision is of where he wants to go. And they
wait, the best of the best. After you bring up Facebook, are you alluding that people that worked on Facebook Messenger are now working for Onpassive? Because I'd like to see proof of that, please.
Wanted to be part of it. So we're in a good place. I'm going to
said that about
turn it over to Chris. Listen, go to the mirror and say these words. You matter. And do that until you send me a 10-minute video or less. Anyway, here's Chris Johnson.
If you go to your mirror and you say you matter in it 3 times, I hear that Marty DeGarmo shows up and hits you on the head with a newspaper. So don't do that. Good job, Chris. Yep, keep it going, buddy. Keep talking.
I can't hear you. I don't know about anybody else.
No, because, Ding Dong forgot to put his, I'm an idiot. I forgot to turn my.
No, you're the Ding Dong?
Yeah, go ahead, play it. I'm an idiot. I make mistakes every single day, but the mistake I didn't make was not getting into Onpassive. I got into it, was the best decision I ever made. What you're witnessing now is something my dad taught me my whole life. And his saying was, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. And that's what we're doing every day. We are oiling the wheels of your minds, of your mind.
King says, I think he is implying that the people working for Ash are a lot better than those people working at that Facebook place. Yeah. I feel like he is trying to imply something along those lines. Facebook, bad. Onpassive, good. In the meantime, you can't even see ONAP right now, so...
Sets your feelings, your emotions, to prepare you for something that's going to be so big and that is coming all of our ways. My buddy had a boat that was next to me, and it was called Expect the Unexpected. All right. We never know But I'm expecting the unexpected. I'm expecting something so big that my hat will fly off my head. It's an amazing company, and we get on here every day so we can get you fired up, pumped up, pray for you, wish you happy birthday, tell you what day it is, just to keep you going. Listen, I texted.
Oh, that would be weird because right now I really don't need to show up to a webinar and have people pumping me up to tell me what day it is to keep me going in life. I have other things in my life that keep me going, like my incredible husband or my beautiful daughter, things like that. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe other people really want webinars to tell them what day it is, and they need webinars to uplift them and keep them going.
Ash all the time.
I'm the weird one.
If he's not texting us or giving us a reply, we know he's busy. I said, where can Ash be? I know he is working hard to set us all free. All right. True that. That's what he's doing. Thousands of questions every week. Chris, what's Ash doing? Hey, what are you doing? What's the news? The news is you got to be here on at 10 o'clock every single day. Our time, EDT, EST, I don't know. Robin, I don't know which one that is no more. But we come on every day to talk about the unexpected. What is the unexpected to you? Is it waking up one morning and find out that you don't have a job? Is it waking up one morning and find out your car won't start? Is it waking up one morning and find out your kid just got accepted to a very, very expensive college? All things that'll put a little shock and awe in your body. Like, oh my God.
Why are you being so negative? Lord, the negativity Chris has.
God, what am I going to do? And you know what I say? Onpassive. Onpassive is going to do for you, for me, and for everyone.
What if your unexpected is winning the damn lottery? Then what?
All those things that are coming your way where you might be stressed out, imagine throwing that stress away. Imagine throwing that anxiety away. Not having to worry about, my kid got accepted into a great college. I can't afford that.
What?
But I'm going to tell you right now.
Wait, are people having kids and then hoping that they don't get accepted into a good college in case it can't be afforded? I'm confused. I don't know.
Mufara started this when he first put out his first 2 videos.
US is weird, man.
A few hundred people, a lot of hope. And that turned into 1 million people, a lot of hope. And it keeps getting bigger and bigger. When we don't hear from Ash Mufara, we know exactly what he's doing. He's pushing himself. He pushes himself harder than anyone else can push him. You don't let anyone push him, but he knows the right time, the right place. You hear me say a lot of the times, God's timing. All right. True statement.
Apparently, you let a bunch of people run off with your data and then all of the commissions that were owed to you last September, though. So how did that happen? He doesn't let anyone push him around, but, he doesn't have any of your commission money. That somehow all disappeared and got stolen. And so did all your products, and all the data for everything got stolen, along with your merchant that apparently also got stolen, with your know your customer that was also stolen.
That one, God's timing is everything. Sometimes he tells us no, sometimes he says let it rip, but I believe that's what's happening right now. But when it does happen, you're going to enjoy the heck out of this. All right. Maybe right now you're waiting, and you're being a little impatient. I think that's a normal human being trait. I get it. I'm betting thousands of you that are listening to this right now play the lottery Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, waiting for that big hit. All right. Save your money.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Chris. Did you know that they actually have a better chance at winning the lottery than they do at being successful in this multi-level marketing company here? Real statistics, dude. So maybe they should keep playing the lottery and forget about Onpassive.
We have a ticket here that's going to take you beyond any lottery dream that you think you have. And it's going to be extended. It's unlimited. When you win $1,000 on the lottery, that's it. $1,000, and you will spend $6,000 more to win that $1,000. All right, we paid a little bit of ching, which we got back. I don't care what anyone says, we got it all back. All right, we got Connect for a year and a half to use at our freedom, which I'm excited when that comes back. Hey, Chris, when's Connect coming back? Hey, when Ash has it perfect, it'll be coming back. But just be ready for it. Each day is going to be a surprise to you. But right now, I know he's working his tail off because he's not answering either one of us. And when he doesn't answer, what does he say, Marty? What is that saying he always says if you say something to him or he's spent? What's the saying he always gives? You remember that saying? Oh, Lord, you're no helping me. But he's basically, I know it's in the tip of my brain there, but when he's busy, it's like this. Let me give you a better example. You hire someone to say, do some work in your yard, build a deck. You're not out there watching them, right? Because you know that will drive that person crazy. Nobody that's working on a project likes to be eyeballed or what do they call that? Micromanaged. Nobody likes doing it because they're more worried about what you're thinking, what they're doing right now, instead of just doing the job. Ash Mufara is doing the job. He's got a lot of eyeballs on him, but he's not looking at that. He's looking forward down that path that's going to set us all free of time, of stress.
This makes no sense, Chris, because Ash Mufara is the manager. So he would be the micromanager in this position. He doesn't get managed by anyone. He's the chief executive officer and the owner.
Anxiety. And I think that's the greatest thing in the world, but you all know what I'm talking about. It's like, here, for all you guys, if your wife says, go clean the kitchen, now you know dang well you ain't going to clean it good enough. And she's going to be, what about that up there? What about that? Same thing. No one wants to be pried like that. And guys, you should be cleaning your kitchen. You're never gonna make it where she's happy, but you know what? She knows you're trying. And that's what Ash is doing. The problem is he's making it where we're all going to be happy. Pushing himself, taking time away from his family, his wife, his kids, so we can be happy. All right.
He works at a home office out of his house. When does he take away time from his family?
All the people that are out there that are sick right now, going through.
Like, if he wasn't running Onpassive, he would be working another job. So that, no matter what, that same time would get taken, you know? No, Chris, no one has any idea at all what you're talking about. I'm not even convinced you know. And yeah, there's just no reaction from Marty. I don't even know if Marty's listening. Look at his face here. He looks very angry. Very angry right now, Marty.
Stuff. It's all going to pass, hopefully quick, but I really believe in my heart that Onpassive is going to set us in a position for the rest of our lives where we don't have to worry about anything. All right. Now, there's always something that happens in our lives that's a struggle. You could be the richest person in the world and still be unhappy. Proven fact, we all know those stories. Okay. But when you become that person, stay humble to who you are. Remember why you got into this.
Yeah, because everyone is going to become the richest person in the world that's in Onpassive. All 1.4 million people that are allegedly in this, they're all going to be the richest person in the world.
Remember what it's about. All right.
Oversaturation
in yourself
of millionaires.
Go out and help a lot of people to change things. And I think that's very, very important. I'll say it again, if you don't have faith, you have nothing. This company is going to do amazing things. This company is going to push itself past the limits of everyone out there. You've heard it say many times that this company will be the role model for how businesses should be run. I believe that.
Imagine. Oh, so you mean we should not pay our AWS bill then and then have them shut us down? Like, just imagine.
I believe in the hope and the faith and all that's good in this company coming their way. We want to stay clean, ethical. Ash has knocked off a bunch of things and he said, no, that's not ethical. No gambling. We don't need that. No dirty pictures. We don't need that. He said,
Alb says, that's what Chris thinks and has said several times over the years. Ash is going to be the richest person in the world and the Forbes 400 will be dominated by Onpassive founders. They'll just all be in there. They'll have to quit the Forbes magazine and all of the business mags. They'll just all cease to exist as well because it's just going to be pages upon pages of listing Onpassivians and how they've all saved humanity. So since humanity has been saved, no one else needs to ever find a place like Onpassive ever again.
I want to make this clean, so even a 5 and 6-year-old can get on there and learn something without being bashed by a bunch of ads that teach us dirty stuff. Clean and ethical. I don't know about you, but I want my kids, my grandkids, their kids, and so on to be raised up in a better world than what we're living in now. All right. Lots of wars going on, lots of hate. You get hate because you state your opinion, and I've never understood that. All right. We have a lot of people saying things on the social media like, oh my God, that person's an idiot. Right? We do it. We're easy to judge. Try not to judge one day. And I'll say this: if someone's saying something you don't like, turn it off. Turn it off. I remember my friends saying, "Oh my gosh, I came home, my kids were watching something bad on TV." Well, you could change that. You could change that for your kids. Your kids are young enough that maybe they don't understand, but you could change these things. Ash Mafara is changing these things.
This person's like, I'm all about censorship.
Ethical. Remember, he's got 2 young kids. He wants them to grow up in a world a lot better than when he grew up. He never wants for them to experience what he had to go through or what maybe you have to go through. But remember who you are. Stay humble. Tell people your, I'm going to say your horror stories, maybe growing up, what you went through, and then show them what you got now. All right. My goal in my life was never to go back in those bad positions.
In other words, use emotional manipulation by telling people about all your hardships and then telling them that you found Onpassive and it saved your life.
I want to keep moving forward, keep bettering myself, pushing everyone around me, above me, creating a circle that's so strong of love and passion and compassion that it just keeps growing. That's all I got today. Stay excited. We never know what's going to happen. Woo! Expect the unexpected. And for crying out loud, go fishing. Smile. Tell a joke.
Remember, the start of October, the OES was supposed to return. And then we were told within days, not weeks and not months, the products would start to show up. All right. It's going on 2 weeks since anything's happened. So any day.
Laughter cures a lot of things. Marty DeGarmo, back to you.
Very, very good. One thing, I was thinking about while Chris was talking. We're all born, not very long after we learn how to talk and think and walk, and we start having hopes and dreams, whether it's a new bicycle, whether it's this, whatever. And the older we get, the bigger the dreams get, and the more out of reach they become. Well, I'd like to be able to vacation more. I'd like to be able to spend time with family. But it gets worse and worse and worse and worse for 90
See, that's not the experience for most people. For most people, the older they get, the more realistic their dreams are and the more attainable they are because they're more in control of everything in their lives and being able to attain them. So, but go off, Marty.
9% of us. The beauty of it is that out of reach dream and hope, Mr. Mufar is the key. What he has built is the key for all of us to be able to go to that area in our life that never would have been possible. If that doesn't excite you, nothing will. Nothing will. I mean, I remember going on vacations with the family, and we were like the Griswolds, okay? We all piled into a car, and sometimes that car was...
How did you go on vacations? I thought that your 9-to-5 job was awful. And that it never gave you the ability to do anything in life because you were just a workhorse the whole time, slaving away for the man.
A freaking mess, okay? Like just a broke down heap. You're hoping it makes it. You pray that it makes it. My mechanic for years was God, okay? Because it was a beat up car. On that vacation was, I can't afford to stay anywhere, so we would pack lunch. We would eat out of the car, out of a container. And I remember thinking, I'd like to have a really nice vacation, bring the family, and not have to worry about that. All of us stay in a nice hotel or a place. Now, I realize while I'm saying this, majority of the people on Passive would be happy to eat, drink, and all that. And I worry more about them. Well, I'm just using it as an example.
Okay.
What would it be like for somebody in a village in Papua New Guinea or Africa or somewhere where the everyday needs that I have take for granted can come true? You don't have to walk miles and miles and miles to find water. And when you get to the water, pray that it doesn't kill you. When you drink it, you could go to a well that was dug and clean water comes out and you can drink it. You have a roof over your head. Your village, your family are starting to move up in the world and start to live the life they deserve. They deserve. Onpassive and Mr. Mufar is that key.
Okay.
He's not God. And I'll tell you what, the only way this works It's Ash drops a pebble in the water and the ripple effect. You know who the ripple is? It's us. He has already reached out and affected 1 million people. Who affected, it leveraged. How many people can we send out as 1 million people? How many ripples can we make? Now, if you decide not to, that's okay, but don't you want everybody that's in this and really realizes what we have, don't you want everybody to feel what we feel? That's all we got to do. If we do the same thing, now you're going to change the world. Ash's concept and dream is, I'm going to send out, I'd like to have 1 million Mother Teresas. Mother Teresa never did anything really for herself. It was all about everybody else. Ash is saying, fill your pocket, fill your cabinet, fill your gas tank. Maybe you'll change where you live. Maybe you'll have a different car. You'll be debt free. But at that point, share. Become Johnny Appleseed or Joan Appleseed and push this, because it's that wave. It's that leveraging of love, leverage everything, leverage on passive so that everybody gets a taste, and the same thing of, wow, maybe it is possible to live that dream that I dream of. We all have
So are you all selling false hope then?
different dreams. We live in different cultures. We have different, there's people that would love to be able to have water and then move from there. And then they share it, and then they share it. Let's remember, 99% was done for us. 1%, 2%, we could do that. Let's share it. How do you share it? Start off by shining the light. Let people know who you are.
So now, in order to start in Onpassive, we have to do shining the light. Okay. Mother Teresa was known to provide only subsistence amounts of food to the people in her care. I wish she was in charge of taking care of Marty.
You matter. You matter whether you like it or not. I'm going to push that you matter until you believe it. Anyway, we've got to go because Red's coming on in 4 minutes.
Oh, no.
Thank you, everybody. Chris, any closing remarks?
Yeah, Red, you're fired.
Don't want to get back into, don't want to cut into Red's time here. You know, he has to do the weekly recap. And is Red fired from the Onpassive 360, by the way? I'm wondering.
I get him every day. We're leaving you plenty of time. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. If you're not talking about Onpassive, then you're doing something wrong. Get people you love and care about. Get their attention, because this is coming. It ain't stopping. And we are going to literally change the world. I'm all set.
The beauty of this is all the people you approached and told you no, don't go back to them. Not yet.
They'll come to you.
They're coming to you. No, really. All the marketing I did, you know what I learned? The biggest lesson? Have people come to me.
Okay.
Don't go looking for them. You do the right thing. You walk the right way. You act the right way. You talk, you act, you believe in positivity, and your life is changing. They will see it from you. Then they will ask you, can I have what you have? Anyway, love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, Chris.
Don't forget about sending those videos in.
What's today? What's today? Tuesday. What's going on? Is Collins doing something, or is that the other every week? Someone's doing something. Comfort.
Damn it, Chris. They were trying to end.
Andy might be doing something at 2 o'clock, but I don't know. Don't know.
Good job, Chris. They were trying to end it. You almost messed that up for them. You know, poor Marty's over here trying to get off so that Red can go live. You know. Please, less of an argument. Surely time will tell. Except I've watched several of these scams play out over the past several years in which I've been covering scams. And it's my job to argue the scams and the scammers. That's what I do. That's what I do. So if you don't like that, then you're probably in the wrong place. That's okay, Mr. Level. It's all right. You can always watch later. It's all good. There is no oil in Onpassive. There isn't. There isn't, though. So that's what's been going on. A lot of praise and Ash. Not really sure what for, because, again, it was the last tech team that made the OES. These guys just kind of put it up. But the thing is even if Ash releases all of these products and all of these services, there's still the SEC case looming. And in the SEC case in April 2026, they want to give him a director's bar. So it's unfortunate, but even if this all starts to launch tomorrow, come 2026, Onpassive will have to cease to exist, possibly. So is there a point? Is there a point in building it up? Do you think maybe Ash is waiting? Because here's the thing, he can string these people along. They'll hold on to it. They keep saying, let's just have patience and hope. All we need is to have patience and hope, and we just got to keep waiting. Eventually it will come. Might not be in my lifetime, but it might be in my grandchild's lifetime. And that's just what he wants you to believe. You know? Product idea. Ill. Surely before the year runs out. Surely I heard that in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. It was supposed to launch surely by the end of 2022. By the end of 2023, it was definitely launching, especially since OConnect came out that September. That was going to be the year that you guys were going to go viral. And now here we are in mid-October of 2024. And it's probably not going to launch by the end of the year. I mean, Ash said that you would get products being uploaded to the OES within days of it opening, and we've already failed that. The OES has been going since the beginning of the month. It's mid-month. We don't have anything. So, unfortunately, all we have with Onpassive is a whole bunch of false hope and a cult that people really wish that they could believe in. And due to the cognitive dissonance that we talked about earlier, unfortunately, a lot of people are going to stay. But that's what's been going on this week. Just a lot of praise, a lot of have gratitude, a lot of it's coming, it's coming. Also, make sure that you get ready to become millionaires because, you know, you need to get ready for that. It's a big change in your life, into your worldview. All of a sudden, you're going to be a millionaire. You got to prepare yourself emotionally for that. I wonder if Onpassive will perhaps have its own listing on Obituary. It should. That would be fun. A December to remember. Every December, right? Right? Just like it was going to be a September to remember last year. And then again this year. But we're still just waiting around. So that's all I got for us today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Since it's been a little while, I thought we'd just go through a whole bunch of things that have been happening. Talk a little bit more about why these people are still holding on. Because I get it. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. In future, we're going to be discussing a lot of things to do with narcissists and what traits cult leaders have and all kinds of fun stuff like that. So stay tuned. I love all of you so much. I hope that all of you have an amazing rest of your day. And hopefully I will see you all tomorrow. I'm going to go rest in hopes that I get better. I'm still a little sick, so I'm hoping that I get better. And then we can kind of continue the week on as planned. So stay tuned to the community tab. Everything will be posted there. Again, I love all of you, and I'll see you soon. We're in it to win it. Mwah!
My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke. If that's a call. Hey.
And I'm your My name is Ash Mufareh. If you're rude, if you've been doubting or spying, or we know who you are.
Stop going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly.
Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there asking for a debate. That's the lady I brought on. Her debate was Screaming at Ash. And another Queen of Karma asking about why don't we answer the question about religion. I think we've answered that over and over again.
I've been answering them all morning long. It's not the answer you want, but only Reverend Jim Jones. Okay? Let's go to Guyana. All right? No joke.
All right, this is a great way to start your day. Come here and tune into crazy guys talking about their experiences. My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Thanks for coming, everyone. Stay true to the community crowd. I love you all.
And I'm your friend.
Stop going there. That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my own YouTube channel. It breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufareh.
Stop going there.
Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there.
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
Let's go to Guyana.